No, I'm super down, but like...
Are you super down?
I'm super down to hunt. I want to hunt.
Same.
But it's a lot.
Getting that meat, dog? That's a lot of work.
A lot of work.
Easy,
a lot of
2-3 days.
And a lot of time.
Easy.
And
That's
a lot of money.
Short trip.
And a lot of money, too.
It's not cheap.
You know?
Fuck golfing, though.
I don't know what your problem is with golfing. It's a game of geeks.
Well, I heard we have a wild boar problem. You know, everything I hear from Joe
Is
Rogan
boar
pretty much.
decent meat?
Yeah, I heard it's delicious.
What do you mean we got a wild boar problem? Welcome to Spitballin, by the way.
Oh,
man,
so official.
He does this every time. Oh my god, Mark and Brian here. Dude, by the way, that light bulb just came in my head this morning.
Yeah. Mark and Brian.
Yeah. Yeah. I told my pops, I was like, oh, come on.
Mark and Brian.
You don't know.
Poopity scoop.
Poopity scoop. Not getting any of these references.
You don't know who Mark and Brian is?
A rock. Mark and Brian.
Old school morning show.
Old school. Mark and Brian.
K-Rock. Right?
Were they K-Rock?
I think it was something else, and then they went to K-Rock. Anyways, this is super interesting for the podcast for our listeners right now to start this.
Yeah.
Not our listeners. That
Definitely don't listen to Mark and Brian.
Yeah.
Rather you listen to us.
So listeners born after 1995.
So it's
wild boar problem. What are you talking about, man?
Spitballin, the 10th of June. Damn, we haven't done this guy in a minute.
In a long time.
Super minute.
Did we ever post the last one?
No. So
which was disappointing because we went in.
I mean, it still exists. It's out there.
Yeah,
so
we gotta get it.
Find it on Twitter.
Find it on Brian's Twitter, by the way.
Find it on Brian's Twitter.
Anyways, I'm Nick B.
Mark Anthony coming at you.
Brian.
AKA B-Town.
AKA find his social media. You'll love it. Anyway. Wild boar problem.
Yeah, what do you got?
There is a huge wild boar problem in California, actually across the nation. Even and this is all information that I'm getting secondhand. So I haven't read about it, but
you haven't talked to the actual boars.
I haven't. No, I haven't talked to them. But I guess they have a litter every 6 months, and their litter it comes with nine pigs, nine piglets.
For sure.
Yeah, that's what the average is, right? So you can have more or less, but the fact that they can reproduce in 6 months means that each one wild boar, who's a female, is giving birth to 9.
What you're saying is they might be at 7 billion.
Yeah, and so it's such
too long from
it's such a problem that in the state of Texas they are hiring ex-veterans to go into helicopters.
Oh, is that what they hunt?
What?
Into helicopters,
high-powered assault rifles, and mowing them down. Ex-vets, they're getting that to do that
because there's such a problem. They don't have a natural predator because they're so big. They're wild boars, so they have adapted and evolved. So from what I've heard,
it's pig, right? I mean, it's got to be good.
Fucks with bacon, y'all.
It's delicious.
I heard it's not the same as bacon. It's not going to taste the same, but it's delicious for a different reason. That it's not as fat. It's not as fatty because they're wild. So.
I'm ready. I'm ready over it.
Nah, you would like it. But from what I heard, they had caused such a desolation with agriculture and stuff. They eat everything. That because they eat everything, their meat is fucking delicious. Oh. Like, you know what I mean? They're eating all kinds of stuff. So it tastes amazing from what I heard. And there's such a problem that in Texas, Texas is a different story though.
Texas is so much land, dog. Brian, do you fucks with turkey bacon?
Not by choice, no.
Yeah. If someone has it, I'll eat it. But, can we discuss that our boy is getting married?
Oh my.
In November?
That is not, it's a weird segue.
Speaking of wild boar.
Whoa! Shots fired.
You said it.
Some of the attendees.
Hey,
anyways,
I will definitely take the label of wild boar. Meaty, super.
Eats everything.
You do what you want to do, boo boo.
Needs a helicopter to take him down.
So,
just I have 6 months to repopulate.
I saw an old coworker working in front of Home Depot. Not like that. He was there for Makita. Shouts to Power Tools. But he has a rubber wedding band. He said he didn't like the metal. He wore it the day he got married and hasn't worn it since. But he wears a rubber wedding band. All right, what are your feelings on rings?
I have a silicone already. I have a silicone.
That's
ring.
like a harder ring.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no.
Silicone is
silicone
like
is
it's the stuff they make boobs out of.
It's a rubber. It's the rubber that he's talking about.
Oh, okay,
probably.
got you.
I got the rubber one.
Okay,
already.
It's like caulking.
And
well, because Mark Anthony's wearing 2 rings as we speak right now.
yeah, no, and then I saw one of
ring
my
guy, dog. Heard Brian's chuckle.
One of my classmates from this past semester who was married. He had a black ring, and I saw it, and I tried it on, dude. And I always thought I was just going to want the rubber ring, like you were saying.
Yeah.
But then when I saw it, I was like, yeah, it's kind of tight. And so
you tried it on.
Yeah, I tried it on.
See, I don't think I'd try on another man's wedding band.
Why?
I don't know. Leo, before he got married, was like, "Oh, this is the ring. You want to try it on?" I was like, "Nah." And I was with a couple other friends that all 3 of us simultaneously said no. It's a guy thing. His wife was there, like, "Why don't you guys want to try it?" A bunch of my chick friends tried on my ring. It's a guy thing.
The minute my buddy of mine hands me a ring, I'm gonna put it on because I can clearly see it. You don't have to hand it to me in order for me to see it. If you're handing it to me, it's because it's like a pair of glasses. If you got a pair of glasses and you hand them to me because you got to get something, I put them on my face.
Oh, absolutely not. Some people are fucking blind.
I know.
It's a headache waiting to happen.
Oh, no.
No,
I'm focused in, bro. I get my eyes.
I'm not. No, absolutely not. No, thank you.
Yeah.
Do not fuck with other people's glasses.
What about sunglasses?
Oh, automatic.
Okay. I think that's what you're talking about.
Yeah,
more.
pretty much any. No, I was talking about prescription glasses. If my dad, for instance, who wears prescription glasses and is blind, so it's a good example.
Ooh.
If he's got to grab something and he needs to take his glasses off and give them to me,
you're putting
the first thing I do is I put them on. And it's I don't know. It's just a second nature, and it's very hilarious to see how freaking blind he is.
Oh man!
I
might jokingly put him on the bottom of my nose and then look at you over them. But other than that, nope.
So does this go? Is it just like a superstition thing with the ring? Is it like what?
No, I was wondering like how you feel about your wedding band.
I'm talking about putting someone else's ring on.
Yeah,
oh no, nah, it was just I don't know. It's just a thing like it's your ring. Nah.
Aren't those 2 given down to you?
Yeah, but that's for it's either mine
and they're not wedding rings.
Yeah, and it's not it wasn't previously my boy's. Like that's not. You know what I'm saying? He didn't give me his old wedding band. Or something.
So Brian's on death's door, right? Laying there, he's like, "I want you to have this ring."
Was it his wedding band?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's getting pawned. It's getting so quick.
Sorry, B, for killing you and having a friend who's not going to treasure what you give him.
It's hopefully getting passed down the cash to my offspring, leaving them a little something after I pass on. Because Brian was rolling in it, saying the ring was nice.
So you're definitely your friend gives you a ring and you're not.
It depends. Is it like a ring that's never been worn?
No, it's the one that he wears daily.
Nope. Yeah, I'm not wearing that.
Why?
It's so weird, bro.
It's got no imprints on it. It's got no.
If he's
just a plain ring.
Think about it. If he's giving me his wedding band,
yeah,
that means it probably went to shit.
Right.
His marriage, bad juju. Don't fucks with the bad juju though.
Okay.
No.
I'm not with the juju at all. So.
Not superstitious at all.
Yeah.
What about?
I mean, on the baseball field, I am. That's it. That's where it stops.
What about not a wedding band? Then? It's just regular.
Oh yeah, I'll probably take it.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. Not a wedding band.
So it's kind of like because it's wedding band. That's what makes it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, okay. Yeah. I guess.
What if it had some kind of crazy looking, like stupid animal on it?
Probably would. Shots fired. Shots fired. My grandfather gave me this ring. He got it when he was 15 fucking years old. Goddamn, I'm so proud of it. Got it resized and everything.
For reference, listeners,
stupid ass animal.
Mark has a lion ring on
with some red rubies on it.
I legit thought that was a snake. I didn't look at it real hard because I didn't want you to know
it used to
have
a mane, but it got worn off.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, because he's like 80.
Damn, that's cool as fuck, dude.
Thank you, man.
Yeah. I got one from my...
Shots fired, though. That was hilarious.
Stupid animal on it. It's a stupid snake, Mark. Well, it's a lion, so go fuck yourself.
And the other one is also your grandpa's or what?
Nah, man. I wanted a ring for my index finger.
Well, then that one's stupid.
This is my grandmother's.
Oh.
I know it sounds funny, but once she told me it was my grandmother's, I was so happy to wear it.
Does this foot wear anything unsentimental?
Yeah, right?
I'm saying, bro, I made it that much more
like... beard, got it from my grandfather.
Grandmother, I love it. I was never really a gold person. Both of the rings are gold, America. And, but yeah, I like them.
Yeah. I got a gold ring from my grandpa that's falling apart because he wore it on a necklace for a long time. And, it's all rubbed through, so I can't even wear it anymore. Damn. But I'm seriously debating melting it down and then making a new ring.
Oh, I like that.
But it's going to be super thin. And
I don't like where you thought about putting it, though. They say it's bad luck to put it on that one.
On this one? On this one? On my, I'm pointing at my wedding ring finger. So the ring finger left hand, right?
Yeah.
That's the wedding. Why not?
So are you just not ever going to walk down the aisle?
I mean, I don't know. I don't care right now.
I feel like you're trying not to.
I'm not trying not to. I'm not actively trying not to get married.
You're actively not trying to get married now?
No, I am not actively
not trying to get married.
Not trying to get married. Yeah.
He's not trying to get married.
Oh, all right.
That's fine. I'm just trying to live by the priorities that I've set out for myself up to this point. And marriage does not happen to be one of them.
Not busting raw dog without a bag.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Woo! Oh,
not
my
happening.
Lord. America, stay protected. But once you stop protecting yourself, my God. Oh. Woo! It's fantastic. Anyways. Got a little vulgar.
While you're wearing your grandmother's ring.
I'm saying.
What a dick.
Anyways, no comment.
So, exciting news for you, B-Town.
Oh, that's right. Out there?
Can we put that out there?
You can put whatever, dude.
Oh my God.
I got no dirty laundry, bro.
My guy is moving to the middle of nowhere.
Yes.
AKA
Riverside.
Kind of in California.
Kind of.
I don't really consider. Sorry, people of where is it?
Inland Empire.
Oh my God, IE.
There you go. In the IE.
You know what? Y'all can hate me. I don't care.
Why are we gonna hate you?
I'm not fucking with the people from IE.
I'm not. It's not that I'm not fucking with them. I'm not fucking with the commute.
Which is why I'm moving to the IE.
Bruh, that commute is all kinds of rough.
So, how was your experience so far in the whole
process of
purchasing, looking?
Looking was rough.
Now, how about you give some details about the particulars of your background? Like, so your house looking is different than what my wife at one point is going to be, because we're going to have two incomes.
Well, yeah, basically I had a number that was set in stone. There was no wiggle room. I know I make a certain amount of money every month, so if I waited 6 months, I might be able to afford X amount more, but it was pretty much set. Like, I can't go over, I'll just put numbers on it. I can't go over 420. I cannot do it.
You're doing that by yourself?
By myself.
No second income?
No second income. I did get some help from my folks.
Okay.
And originally, it was going to be a 50-50 split on the down payment.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah.
Damn.
But
that's nice.
But they increased that to a lot.
Holy shit.
So even though I still could have done what I'm doing on my own, they're making it a lot easier
beautiful.
for me.
I didn't need anything to like your parents more, but damn.
Oh, I have an interesting question now. So let's say your parents put a good chunk of change on your down payment, right?
Yep, they helped me out.
That's amazing.
Now,
I love that.
Let's say you guys have children.
Okay.
And you're saving up for the college fund. And they come at you and say, I don't want to go to college, but my first goal is to get a house. Are you okay with that? So you have a savings fund for them to get a college degree. That's what you saved, you and your wife or your spouse or whatever, or you by yourself. You saved money for them to go to college, right? And then they come at you at 18 years old and say, I don't want to go to college, but I know that I need to have property because property builds wealth. Are you going to give them that money for a down payment, or do you take 50% and give it to them? Or do you?
It's interesting. My initial thought was I don't want to give them everything I saved for their college because, I don't think I should pay more than 2 years of your college. But, yeah, probably. I really like fucking Brian's story of his parents pitching in, and so I'd probably want to pitch in on their first property. But if I kept it to a limit of how much I gave them, I'd probably keep that in case the first one, depending on what happened with their purchase, in case like for the next one, I wouldn't just put that money away for something else. I'd probably keep that.
What are your feelings?
Maybe help on the next house, on the second purchase.
So, I was thinking about this the other day.
Family and kids.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
okay.
what I would do in that situation.
Strange.
Okay.
Yeah, I think about everything. I try to.
Got you.
If I end up with kids, the money that gets saved is not going to be for college. It's going to be saved for their venture whenever they decide to go on their
Be it traveling,
whether it's college, whether it's investments, traveling, whatever it is. So, knowing that, what I would do if they talk about I'm interested in buying a house, I'm going to look at their job, whatever it is that they got.
Well, you think this is what I'm saying. This is an 18-year-old kid. So
that's what I'm saying. If this kid is making money right now,
but he's not. Let's say he's not.
He's not making any money.
He just tells you, my first goal is to
get a house.
Get a house.
Okay. I'm going to do my best to convince him you need to get a freaking job before you get a house. Right. So either get a job or take the money I got here, go to college to get the job, to get the house, right? He wants a house right now, this moment. Okay, cool. You know what? I'm going to buy a house that I know I can afford. You're not going to get to choose what the house is because it's a high probability that I'm going to end up shouldering the burden of this house. So I'll buy the house. You get your act together in X amount of time.
That's an interesting.
You know what I'm saying? But I give him the opportunity to explore that option.
Right.
That's interesting.
That's an interesting point of view.
Even though I'm pretty sure it's going to backfire.
Right.
Hopefully he'll learn something from it, and I gain a house.
See, to me that's unrealistic.
You know what I'm saying?
The
Everybody
18-year-old coming to you.
Yeah, I don't think that'll happen.
No, it's not.
Because I know someone that at 18 tried college for a semester. He didn't like it, but his goal was I want to buy a house, and he bought one by 24.
Right.
So he had that down.
So it's not. I guess my question wasn't directed to. He says I want a house at 18. He says I don't want to go to college, but I know I want a house. So it's not. He's not. Or they are not saying that I want to get a house at 18 years old, 19 years old, 20 years old. He's like I don't want to go to college, but I know that I want to buy a house someday.
Yeah, he probably raises that money in about 5 years, and then I help him with the down payment.
Yeah, and it's not a big deal. Yeah, that's I just because I was having this conversation with Boo Boo, and her thoughts was no,
we're not helping with the down payment.
No, we'll definitely help with the down payment, but you are going to get a job, and in her mind, and not so much mine. I know there's ways to make money, but a lot of the way to make a life is to go get some kind of education. It doesn't have to be college.
Trade.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be college.
Be it the
it doesn't have to be natural education, like the system.
Typical.
Yeah, it could be atypical. It could be trade. It could be learning something, right? But the most, I guess, if you look at stats, the easiest way,
statistically speaking, you're gonna make more money if you go to college.
So then I told her, I remember having this conversation. I said, so what would we do? He says, what if our kid says, okay, I'll go to school, I'll go to college, but I don't want you to use the money you save for me for that.
Oh, I love that.
For that.
Some people pay their way through school.
I want to pay my way. If I have to take loans, I'll take loans.
If they go public education, at least I paid her whole way through Long Beach State. So
let's say they say I'll go to school, I'll do it, but I want to pay for it. You save that money that you save for college.
Oh, that's beautiful. And keep saving it.
And keep saving it for me so that when I go for the house, I have a down payment.
Oh, no problems with that whatsoever.
No problems, right?
Done deal.
It's no big deal. Well, she said that's a perfect.
Yeah, it's hard to argue with that.
But what about if that decision directs where they get their studies? So instead of public school, right? Let's say they have a venture to go to USC or Long Beach State, right? So they pick Long Beach State. Do you know what I'm saying?
But if you would have helped them, they could have gone USC.
If you would have helped,
listen, that's like the best problem to have. That's like the best two scenarios that you could possibly have. And I'm sure that if the kid is smart enough to come up to you with a plan like that, the kid's going to be smart enough to realize just take a little bit of this money now to help you get from state to SC, and you'll be fine. I mean, that's an easy kid to deal with. The kid you're describing is a real easy kid to deal with.
If that kid busted ass in high school and says, I'm going to go to state for 2 years and bust more ass and get more straight A's in hard classes and then transfer to SC and he gets a bunch of aid,
now that's the other thing.
So happy to give that help to get that house after you're done with SC, boo.
It's also very doable to go for 3 years Long Beach State and just transfer the last year.
Now let's rewind. Now we're talking about the best kind of scenario for a kid. Right. Let's talk about the worst. Let's talk about a kid who is 2.0
in high school,
barely graduated.
Okay,
but he has wherewithal enough and awareness enough to know that I want a house. Now, I'm describing myself pretty much.
A lot of people we know.
High school,
a lot of people we know.
I'm doing a lot better now. I see it now, but
night and day.
But I've been thinking about this lately. Obviously, when you get married, you kind of start looking at different scenarios and stuff, and seeing what can or a possibility that can happen. I always described school when I went to high school, and it wasn't hard. It was really easy for me. And because of that, I was never challenged, and it just was boring.
Monday through Friday, 7 to 3 o'clock did not work for you more, man. I didn't like it.
Yeah, I didn't. But I can honestly say that I understood everything they were telling me. I was just lazy because I didn't.
I was even interested in what they were talking about. Me and Nick have a very similar high school type of experience. I was even interested in the subjects, and still was like, I don't need to do this work. I understand.
Well, it happened to me at a young age when I was, in 7th grade, and in 7th and 8th grade, I'm getting A's on all my tests, but pulling C's on my report card. Does that make sense? Don't we get tested?
Someone didn't want to do the homework.
Oh no, definitely not.
Yeah.
Why do the homework?
I totally agree that if you understand the material and you don't want to do the homework, if you get the A on the test, we've had this conversation.
Yeah.
Explain to me.
Get the A on the test, yo.
Explain to me what homework is for. I remember asking a teacher. I remember asking my 8th grade teacher, what is homework for? Isn't that to understand the material? I already understand it. I get an A. What's the problem? Why do I pull a C?
It's for the kids that don't understand.
Oh, because you're not doing all the work that everybody has to do. So, what's the problem?
Yeah, Hitler.
What's the big deal? If you're testing me on my knowledge, if I know the knowledge, isn't that what the homework was meant for?
Oh, if I could play devil's advocate,
please do. So that
I've never heard a satisfying answer to that.
What if Brian, sat next to Nick, and Brian did all his homework, and Nick and Brian are sitting there, and in this scenario, Nick is capable of cheating. Like, he's in a certain eye line from the teacher. She's not seeing him. And he copies top to bottom Brian's test. Brian gets 100. Nick gets 100.
Okay, so I have a direct response to that with a direct experience of mine.
Okay, go ahead.
I set the curve on almost all math courses my 7th and 8th grade year, which meant I got the highest score in the class. So I couldn't be cheating on anybody.
Yeah, no, but you're not giving my scenario all the time of day.
Okay, so what was your scenario? So you believe that it could be cheating?
Brian, in this scenario, is doing all his homework and
getting an A. So, for instance, in his scenario, there would be a guy sitting next to you while you're setting the curve.
Yes.
And he's cheating off of you, not doing homework. Why should he get the same good grade as you do?
Be able to do the homework?
Okay.
That's what I'm... Just to play devil's advocate.
Right.
That's possible
for me.
as well.
For me, that's easy. Every time you take a test, people sit in different spots.
Yeah.
Switch around.
Yeah.
Chinese checkers.
And you'll find a cheater real quick.
Time out. I'll throw this back. Don't the teachers get paid to watch? And isn't one of the responsibilities of a teacher to catch cheating?
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. You can still cheat even if they're looking for it.
I don't know what that.
No, I don't think that's possible. Not for me. Listen, if you're a teacher who's looking down and trying to advance their work and not paying attention, then whose fault is that?
Okay, all right, that's fair.
Because
the scenario came to mind, and I was like, well, that's kind of that's one thing I would if someone countered the argument. I think if
I was a teacher that suspected, oh, listen, you don't do any homework and you cheat, and I think you're cheating on somebody else.
Yeah.
Even though you're getting a better grade, but whatever. You're cheating, right? Then you know what? The next test, what I will do as a professional is
set you apart.
I will walk through the aisles and I will make sure that no one's cheating.
Okay.
Or even set one or two guys apart. Yeah.
And if you still get an A, and I still give you a C at the end of the year because I don't know, because you don't, you know what I mean? Like, come on, like, what is wrong with this system where that happens? And that's why I did so well in college. Once I got to
college is all about exams and essays.
Once I got to college, it was like, oh, there's no homework. Oh, homework is just if you want to do it,
kind of voluntary.
Huh? Okay. Why wasn't high school like this? That's why I believe that we are manufacturing our kids, especially in California. We're giving them this idea that there's a net. You know, there's a net under them. If you do the homework, you can pass this course. You might do horrible on tests, right? But you know what? If you do all the homework, you do all the work, you show you compete really hard, and you do all the work on the side, but you're getting D's on all your. We'll give you a C. We'll give you a C plus.
I never even thought of that.
I never thought of that either.
But no. But you could pass if you just do the hard work. You know what? Life isn't like that.
It really isn't, though.
Life isn't like, because you do so much hard work and you put so much effort. No. Life is either you can do it or you can't.
It's a combination. You have to do the hard work, and when the lights are shining, you got to pass the test.
And I'll give you this.
It's a combination.
If you don't do the hard work and you feel like you're gifted enough to do it, life will humble you.
Oh, real quick.
And you'll learn how to do the work. And you'll learn that you'll learn or you fail.
Yeah.
You'll fail.
And failure's not always bad. It's really not always bad.
Like
you can learn a lot more from failure.
Fail forward.
Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly. But the system we're in right now is just set up so that in grade school, high school, you'll pass. Just do hard work. Put in that effort. Do that effort. And then you get to college, and guess what you get? Oh, fucking wide awakening. You get.
I don't even think you're getting that big of an awakening anymore, because the colleges seem to be getting pretty bad too.
Well, I'll give you this.
What?
With like the mentality that is being
the PC and liberal mindset?
With the mentality that's coming out of newer college graduates now. It's that
super left.
Yeah, it's not just super left, it's like radical left. Like, I don't believe anyone has the right to not be offended. Right? But people that are coming out of college right now believe that they have a right to not be offended. And yet,
man, it's just, I don't even blame them sometimes, because
no, it's not their fault, because they're being taught that.
They're being taught that, and two, that when you're at that young age, you just have a lack of life experience.
You're impressionable.
And some perspective. Yes. And it takes some time and some life lived to gain some perspective and realize some things.
I think, you know what's funny is somebody asked me the other day, they said, do you think college education, other than STEM, right? STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, right? Do you believe that college is worth it? And I said, you know what? There's always going to be a place in this world for business, for philosophy, for religion, for all those types of stuff, history, for all
even for theology.
But the people who make it aren't the ones who are babysitted all the way through school.
Right.
The people who make it in business right now, or in history, or those people are the ones who are dedicated and they understand the material, right?
Fits them like a glove.
And they go for it.
Yeah.
And they work for it.
Assertive.
And they have a gift for the knowledge that they're pursuing, right? I'm not beholden to this idea that it's not worth it to go to school for an art degree. No, it's totally worth it. If that's your passion, go for it.
It's got to make sense to me. Like, I don't know why there's not... You and I have had this discussion, and, at the end of the day, money talks. But it's got to make sense financially. If your family doesn't come from money, and you're going to take a bunch of student loans out, you don't need to go to SC and major in theology. Or
history.
Or liberal arts. Okay? Go to a public school. Pay your way through. Work part-time, go to school full-time, and it's got to make sense financially, man. These kids graduating with over 6 figures in student loan debt, that doesn't make sense.
And
if
the amount of
you're going to be a doctor, it's a different story.
Yeah, but today is the times we're living in now is weird, because today there are so many different ways you can make money that could involve things like liberal arts or an arts degree.
Like what for liberal arts?
Dude, you could get on YouTube and just make money.
Yeah, but I feel like that...
I know people that are making money on YouTube. Bro. There's so many more outlets. There's so much more... There's so many more ways to get paid for what you think and do, even if what you think and do isn't that great.
I can't argue that. I can't argue.
It's just fact.
But is it worth it to get?
Not necessarily. Even
like
if I would never advise my kid to get a liberal arts degree if we're dirt poor.
Oh,
right? No, go STEM. Right? Like, I get it.
Go STEM. Go public school.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, I would much rather a child of mine or someone close to me go for something that they know they're going to be committed to, that they know they're going to be willing to sacrifice for, and hopefully change the world for the better in any measurable way.
To me, it's got to be an X amount of dollars too. If you want to teach and you don't come from money and you go to SC, that's rough.
Money will go to the people that are passionate about what they're doing. Is the way I see it.
Oh, this is interesting for your.
You know what I'm saying?
Passion, you can have all the passion in the world and still not make a lot of money.
Well, okay, so for the passionate, talented people.
And that's the difference. And that is my root of my argument about that is what you just said. Is passionate, talented people. Because I feel what we're doing now in our society is we're telling everybody, you're talented, you're good.
Yeah.
Because you put a lot of effort into math, you're okay. You put a lot of effort into English, man, you're a good writer. No. There are good writers in this world. And you can make yourself better, right? I believe that. You can always make yourself better in each subject. But there's certain subjects that people are just gifted at. There's a gift that some writers have. They're able to put the pen to the paper and just write where a reader can read and just put themselves exactly in the situation they want. That's a gift, right?
So what would you like to see?
What I would like to see is more directive towards those gifts and stop telling people that they're good at everything, right? So in high school, if you're decent at math, right? You're okay at math, but you're not like super gifted at math, right? Everybody could be good at math. It's repetition, right? It just keep going, right? But can we all agree that there's certain mathematicians that with numbers, they're gifted?
Just stupid.
They just understand it.
Yeah.
It's just different. It's different,
They
right?
can look at a chalkboard full of equations and actually see things.
Right. And dissect it and understand what's happening, right?
How old are we? You just said pen and paper and I said chalkboard.
Yeah. Those people.
It's the time we come from people.
Like, that's a gifted type of individual. Mm-hmm. That gift should be brought out in high school. That gift should be it should be molded if they want to, right?
Okay.
I don't think there's an outlet for those gifted people in high school because I feel like they just get grouped in, right? Because there's advanced placement, right? That's cool. But that's, again, other people who are in there are just hard workers.
Yeah, I went through the advanced placement. Advanced placement was like, I'm sorry to say it, but it was, I've really honestly felt a lot. Like, you guys are idiots. Why are you in it? No, the students. Why are you in advanced placements? You guys...
You know why? Because they did all the homework.
Yeah, you don't know this? Are you shitting me?
I understand where you guys are coming from, but I don't see an alternative because there's not a lot of manpower in academics.
That's the real problem.
There's not a lot of manpower. There's only so many hours in a day.
Right.
And what you're talking about, it takes a lot of time.
I don't think it takes
manpower.
I think all you would have to do is... Well, maybe not all you would have to do, but one way to make it probably more simple to make the transition between what we got now and what Nick and I would feel like this is some educational utopia would be to just have more specialized schools for certain subjects. So like you would have a general ed high school and then you would have like a STEM high school. Oh, and man. I think by taking guys over this,
to me, education's already tapped.
I
don't like investing in
education. It's idealistic, which is
it's the weirdest thing.
Yeah, people always talk about the future, right?
Yeah, but this
equates to the person who says, like, I don't like the way I look, yet goes and eats cheeseburgers, right?
Gallon of ice cream,
right? Like, what are you talking about? You're sitting here telling me that you don't like the way you look, but yesterday I just saw you pound 2 tubs of ice cream plus brownies plus this and that.
I understand them not investing in education because the kid that wants it, the kid that's going to go after it, even if they're from the hood, they're going to go after it and they're going to get in. They're going to get that scholarship money and they're going to make their way out.
Yeah. Right.
So there's not a lot of incentive. To me, there's not a lot of incentive.
Why do we make
in some people's minds? This is not reflective of my views. Right. This is what I'm putting myself in.
Yeah,
the people in power in their shoes. There's only so much money to put there because people are going to make their way out if they really want it.
Why don't we show kids more trade in high school?
Apparently the 3 of us went to Catholic schools, right?
Yeah.
Private school, K through 12.
Yeah.
Through my travels, I've come across the superintendent for Downey Unified School District. And I told him I went to Bosco and how we didn't get a lot of talk about getting a trade. And he looked at me and said, well, you went to private. It's a big priority of his to push more trade talk to his kids in high school that don't want to go to college, that want an alternative and something viable for a good lifestyle.
Yeah, I always wondered that. Maybe that is just a nature of that we've been in. What about your brothers? Your brothers went to public school.
My brothers went to public, but my parents pushed heavy college.
Yeah.
How big really though is the blue collar unskilled labor industry at this point? It's shrinking,
small and getting smaller.
Yeah, so why put trade in?
Kids don't want to.
That's a good point.
Here's what I've always
work with their hands.
Here's what I've always Here's what I've
it's all
always
good. Robots coming anyway, so
bruh. Hopefully not to do what we do.
Nah, they won't replace me.
Brian and I.
What I've always wanted to see in high school, and maybe even a little earlier, is more computer education. Even at my age, it needed. I mean, even at when I was in that time, felt like, and I remember thinking like, man, we should be working more with computers.
You graduated when?
I graduated high school in 2004, but I remember thinking in 8th grade, which was in the year 2000,
we need some.
Why don't we have computers at this school?
I think there's an easy answer for that one, and it's because
they didn't know it yet.
Yeah, the generation at that time, they,
I just happened to make a good guess.
Yeah,
right? But no, I think we need more computer education. Like you should be coming out of high school knowing at least basically how to code a computer.
Oh, that'd be
something
awesome.
Like that.
That's
and then
a good point.
The other thing is financial wherewithal. You have to teach young people how to manage money because
they're also not taught civics anymore.
Civics, yeah, is important, but I think that civics you can learn about how other things affect you. With finances, you learn how you can improve yourself. Like it's all that's an internal thing that if you learn it, you can become so much more powerful.
It's a goddamn shame.
You can be so much more of a shaker and a mover.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's going to help everyone. If everyone can have the best chance to make themselves succeed, everyone in society wins. And it's just something that doesn't get done for some reason.
Do you think that if we would have been taught, it's funny, we started this conversation with just a hypothetical about a kid talking about a house, right? Well, shouldn't we be teaching our kids in high school not your goals, right? But part of the venture of life is owning your home and not being a renter. Were you ever taught that besides your parents?
No, not besides my parents. No.
And shouldn't
I should say besides my family, because all my family basically is just a giant echo chamber.
But shouldn't that be something that should be taught to people in high school? Like, or is that something that just because that
sentiment is going away, and I'm not really sure why. I keep hearing people say that
renting
mortgage, you're just throwing money away, and I know.
Like who are these people? Because then you get bitch slapped.
If I'm a homeowner or if I own property, I want people to be told that.
Sure. Yeah, you would rather rent.
So do you think that narrative is being kind of prophetized? It might be.
Makes sense.
They might be pushing it because you're right.
So it's
You're right. If I'm a homeowner of
everyone rent.
Everyone rent. Mortgage is throwing. I'm sitting here throwing my money away.
Yeah.
That's an interesting point. I never thought about why it would have come up like that, but that's interesting. But I've also heard the same thing about cars. I've had this argument several times with guys at work. Why do you buy a car?
Oh,
you should always lease. And I'm going like, man.
Here we go. I like this. I like that you brought it up.
I like that argument.
Yeah, because I know you lease.
Yeah. McBeezy's a heavy fan of the lease.
I really am. And I feel like I'm going to lease for the rest of my life.
And that's the one thing that I fear is that I will never stop having a car payment.
I love not having a car note, America.
Yeah,
I love it.
Okay, so this is where my head, and this is where if you have the proper, I believe that this is actually beneficial for you because when you buy a car, it's not an investment, right? It depreciates in value the minute it comes off the lot. Every year, every mile that you put on it depreciates in value. It's not an investment.
I think of it as a bad investment.
Right? Okay. So
you're still investing money in it. It's just, not going to make you money.
And we talk about growth potential, me and you, Brian. So, as you grow older in age, especially right now, we're all, pretty much close to 30s.
Yeah.
So we're about to hit that growth potential, right? And if we and we're smart financially and all that, I'm just telling you my theory about leasing. That as long as I live within my means on a lease, right, and I don't have to have a Tesla, I don't have to have if I'm cool with just my little Toyota Prius, or Toyota Corolla,
slow roller,
right, it's all good. I expect my credit to be where it's at or even higher, right, which lends me to have a car payment of like $150. If we're talking about my growth potential, what it can possibly be, $150, I'll probably pay more than a dinner. So what is that? What's $150? It's a drop in the bucket.
I got you.
And at that point, I get a new car. I never have to get it maintenance because it's always paid for. I never have to do oil changes because the plans that come with leases, you take it. Well, at least the one I got. Maybe not yours. But so I never have to get mechanical, right? I never have to put more into a car. All I'm paying is my low, what I can afford.
Right.
Monthly payment.
So I don't know a whole lot of, I don't know a whole lot of doctors to begin with. But in my head, I don't know a lot of doctors, lawyers, people that make a lot of money.
Right.
That will get a lease and it's a Toyota Corolla.
Okay, then that's dumb.
I don't know if that's true or not, but in my head, right, like that, it doesn't seem to me. One of the guys at work, I'm a mechanic and work with nothing but mechanics. And this dude, I know he makes less money than me, and he leased a 2016 Ford Flex, and he leased it for like a ton of money. Like you got into a bad deal,
going
right?
With bad credit and no down payment,
and that's what it was. And it's like he's like, oh yeah, I'll just lease it because then I'll get a new one in 3 years. But I'm like, dude, but if you would have bought it, like it would have been yours, and you could have kept it and saved money for a while. It just really, that's actually an interesting point. It just really depends on your situation. If you're a guy with disposable income and you just like having a new car every 3 years and you don't want to maintain it, that's cool. I just don't see that happening a lot. I see everybody I know with a lease except you, because you're the only one, seriously, that I've ever seen do a lease, and
it looks like
it looks fine.
Like it's working.
Yeah, everybody I've ever seen, they lease the top end car that they can possibly lease. So I look in their eyes stupid because I'm driving around in a Honda Civic stick shift, right, and they're driving around in a little Mercedes.
And that's why I find it really funny because I work at a hospital right now. And
that's 5 minutes from his house, okay? Because when you lease, you got that limited mileage. That did not work for Mark Anthony. So I drive a fucking shit ton.
But I work at a hospital. That's not where I was going. So I work at a hospital.
But it's part of it. That's another
variable.
No, it works for you that you don't drive a lot.
I work at a hospital, and it's the funniest thing. We have MAs, medical assistants. We have some scribes, PA assistants, pretty much is what they are. X-ray techs. And if you look at our parking lot, their cars sometimes are better than our doctors' cars. Does that make any sense to you guys?
I don't know. For the doctors, then they don't want to fucking lease.
No, it makes sense for the doctors to have modest cars. It doesn't make sense in my head, anyways.
Yeah, that's
it doesn't make sense.
No, I know three of our doctors who lease, and they lease. One leases a Toyota Corolla, one leases a Honda Civic, and the other one leases...
Now, do they have
You're
other
sure
cars
they're leasing?
I'm sure. I talked to them about it. And you know what they have, though? 2 homes. 3 homes.
Oh, yeah. See, that's legit wealth.
One lives in Laguna, comes 3 times a day, 3 times a week.
I'm saying, bro.
But you know what? That's again to financial knowledge. They understand that $190 or $180 a month they're paying for their car. What is that? It's not even a meal in Laguna because it's them, their wife, their 2 kids, right? In Laguna, you talking about a meal? That can run you something, right?
Damn it, Nick, you're making me want to fucking lease.
And but I'm saying, but you look at the techs. Look at some of the techs who make what, a quarter of their salary, but they have better cars, and most of them lease. So they're probably paying 3 times on their lease.
Oh, easy.
Does that make sense? No,
of course not.
It all comes back to financial knowledge and understanding what is true wealth in our society. True wealth comes with home ownership, in my estimation. Mm-hmm. That's when you become...
Where it starts.
That's where it starts.
Yeah.
And if you can be the first in your family, or the second, or like a second generation to start with home ownership, you know what I'm saying? You might have to skip a meal. You might have to not go on Sunday to your boy's B-Day.
Might have to go to Rice and Beans.
Yep. You just might have to do that. But it's all in the venture of being wealthy. And now this is more of I think is more of a philosophy, right? Because there are some people who just say, you can walk out the door and be done.
Yeah.
What's the point?
His wealth, yeah.
You know? So I think we're just talking about like certain people and the philosophy. But I believe that the philosophy should be introduced at least in high school. And I was not introduced. I took an economics class, right?
Right.
And I mean, I learned about the GDP. I learned about I learned about that stuff and like stocks and stuff. And I'm like, that's cool. I learned about credit, right? That was at least St. John Bosco a little bit they kind of gave me a little something.
That's cool because I don't even think I learned about credit in my eco class.
I mean, we talked about it a little bit if you took econ.
Yeah, but why isn't that being taught to kids?
Personal finances needs to get taught. Has to get taught. Like we're killing ourselves not teaching.
Are we relying? Is the system relying on parents to do that? Because if that's the case, you're relying.
No, the system has stopped. I mean, that's a whole nother issue as far as I'm concerned. The system seems to have stopped relying on the parents for literally everything, like except bitching and complaining. You know what I mean?
Heavy.
Dude, their sex ed at school is fucking weird. That should be taught by your parents. I know it's weird there too.
Parents don't know a lot of shit though.
I mean, parents know how to make you.
Yeah, but some parents are going to be not with the contraceptives, if you will. Yeah. They're not going to know about birth. They're not going to know about birth control.
I agree that there are going to be some.
They're not going to know about some of the science facts.
I might be a little harsh right now, but
some
stupid ass parents are going to say that contraceptions are terrible, and that's one thing that's you can't.
Exactly.
You have to teach contraceptives.
Exactly.
Because abstinence only doesn't work.
I'm saying save it for marriage, guys and girls.
It doesn't work. It doesn't.
Don't save it. Sex is awesome.
It's good for your face. Good for stress levels. It's good to work out.
I'm not. Are you guys? You know, we're gonna kind of segue with that topic, but like, are you guys? If you guys have kids, I mean, are you gonna like? Oh no, it's taboo to have sex in high school. Because I mean,
no, I'm gonna teach my kid. Assuming it's even if it's a chick, I'll probably say the same thing.
I was just gonna say
have as much.
I mean, it's a good thing I'm only throwing that Y over there, so I'm having nothing but boys.
Here we go. Wait till you have all girls.
Oh my god. Just have as much fun as you can and be safe.
Oh man, I'm not saying that to my daughter.
I'm saying that to my daughter.
Are you okay? See,
I'm just not. I don't want to go. You know, Mr. Wear a turtleneck and live in the basement till you're 30. But I don't want to say have a bunch of fun and be safe either.
Well, the difference between because there's always the double standard.
There is, and America
no getting away
just
from
accept it.
And I know what I just said sounded like there is no double standard, but there definitely is.
It just is
because the difference is I'm going to tell my boy that. At about 13 or 14. I'm going to tell my girl that when she leaves the house at 18. Right?
I don't think she's leaving the house.
I don't think I've ever
seen whatever. When she leaves the house, whatever that is.
No,
as long as she's in my house, that's not getting said. Now, if she asks me questions, I'm not going to lie to her and I'm going to give her the whole truth. But
thank you. I'm glad you said that. Because if she asks, listen.
I mean, that means that
always protect yourself and you don't put yourself in shitty situations. Listen, you're young. Have a good time. Please be careful.
Yeah, I kind of, it's funny because I always mess around with Boo and I tell her, oh no, we're gonna have totally different standards. But I really am gonna try to be right down the middle. Where if we have a girl or if we have a boy,
I don't think you can be right down the middle.
No,
I don't think it's right to be right down the middle.
No. I'm saying like the same.
What?
If we have,
it's not.
Why?
Because it's more dangerous for women than it is for men. Men are generally bigger and stronger than women.
That's not a knock, okay, feminists?
No,
don't email us.
It's actually a scientific fact. So yes, it becomes more dangerous for women than it does for men.
There's no biological difference between the genders.
How
many genders are there? 2.
Newsflash. Saying, man.
There has to be that double standard. There has to be, and you want to minimize it because of the culture we live in. We happen to be economically, financially equal.
We're not saying
rights-wise are equal, but
they do.
No, but they do get paid the same for the same work.
Oh, here we go.
It's very
it is
propaganda shit.
Oh my god, yes, the gender gap. You know what? We're not gonna get into this yet.
Well, let me just.
It's so situational because
it is.
That's the point. That's the exact point we're trying to make.
Because if Tom Cruise comes in and he's gonna make X amount of dollars,
you're talking about acting.
Because actresses pushing heavy for equal pay. But not even male to male get the same pay.
Right. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
So what?
America.
So what's the problem?
I'm a fan of women, by the way.
Wasn't Julia Roberts making like $40 million is some stupid amount of money per movie.
I want to know something. Are we going? Are we just the Ocean's 8? The new Ocean's 8 with the women, right?
Not a fan.
I'm gonna watch it, right? Because Boo wants to watch it, and I was a fan of the Ocean's 11, 12, and 13.
Fucks with 11, 12, and 13.
Yeah,
fucks with those.
All
movies.
Those are good.
But the Ocean, Brian, have you seen the Ocean's 8 trailer?
No.
No.
It's
he doesn't get out much stuff.
It's all women.
All women. Oh, they did an Ocean's 8, all chicks. It's got Sandra Bullock as George Clooney.
Now I gotta watch it.
Kate Blanchett is her second, and then Rihanna is in it.
Fuck.
Yeah, she's like a techie.
So,
they have an Asian girl.
But you know what's funny is that this is hilarious to me. This is really hilarious to me, and I told Brian this is that like with the Black Panther, all black cast, right?
Yeah, black director.
In this day and age, what if we did an all white cast?
It's not the same. It isn't.
What about all Mexican cast? Is that gonna be okay?
That happens in Mexico.
No, I'm talking about here in the state. Is that gonna be okay? If we do an all Mexican cast?
Probably. Oh, I don't know if it will be okay because
the fact that you have to pause. The fact that you just pause though, because when they made the Black Panther movie, all black cast, boom, it was solid. We're super cool with it.
Okay.
Everybody's cool with it.
Okay.
It's not a big deal.
I wasn't.
You weren't cool with all black? Oh, but it wasn't all black cast. They had two white guys. One good guy and one bad guy.
Who's the bad guy?
The bad guy was the guy that had his arm chopped off.
Captain Hook?
He was the one telling him, "Have you ever
Wasn't
been
he
to
Australian?
Wakanda?" He was what? He was white. There was a white guy that was either Australian or from the UK, and there was the good guy.
It was just weird.
American.
It was weird because people scream
American.
racism and they don't. What am I trying to say here?
Yeah, what are you trying to say?
Is everybody's pushing diversity, right?
Okay.
Everything to be diverse, everything to be.
I fucks with diversity. I grew up in LA. I love it.
But then Black Panther was celebrated for an all black cast, pretty much.
Because there's a narrative in Hollywood that
is this all Hollywood?
What do you? Yeah,
because we're talking about
it's not just Hollywood. I saw it. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Monk debates, but I just watched the Monk debate that happened late 2017, and it was Michael Eric Dyson and some SJW chick, and Jordan Peterson and Stephen Fry on the other side.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Michael Eric Dyson was talking about.
You have to inform me.
Okay, so Michael Eric Dyson is a African American black
professor.
He's a professor at Georgetown
University,
right? And he teaches humanities, something in the humanities.
Very
department.
vocal politically.
And super
literate.
Not just literate. What I mean is he sounds like a huckster because he uses really big words that he could easily replace with regular words.
Right, but he's so fucking smart.
And it's awesome. It sounds great, okay? But at the same time, a guy like me that's super critical about everyone and everything gets a little guard put up, right? So I had to fight through that a little bit to hear what he was actually saying. But anyways.
Fucks with Jordan Peterson. Shout out.
So do I.
Yeah. At some point, Peterson was talking about identity politics and how the extreme left is crying that we need more diversity, but at the same time are trying to segregate us, right? Like there's LGBTQIA, right? Like there's all kinds of...
Are those the letters?
There's LGBTQ, and then
I know that.
I think IA is only an Australian thing.
I like that. I like that you know that. I only knew to Q.
I don't like that I know that.
I think there's going to be a Z there at some point.
I thought there was a Z.
For Zim.
Yeah,
Zinzer. I mean, that's another topic of discussion. But yeah, so they're talking about identity politics and how dangerous it can be. And Jordan Peterson got a little passionate during this debate. So when it went back to Dyson to rebut Jordan Peterson's point, at one point in his I don't want to say rant, in the course of making his point, he said, "Why are you so mad, bruh? You got everything. You got this, you got that, you got that," basically alluding to his white privilege, quote unquote, and then said, "You're just a mean white man."
Dyson said this to Peterson.
And I'm like, that's a perfect illustration of why the extreme left is so retarded. Because they're sitting there talking about diversity and acceptance and inclusion, and yet you're going to attack someone as an avatar of their race, which they have nothing to do with. I can't help what race I am.
Nice use of the word.
Why are you putting the whole baggage of my race on me? I'm just a guy.
Yeah.
Dyson the whole time was talking about not being treated as an individual and how much it bothered him. And he goes to a white community and they think X, Y, or Z about him because he happens to be black. And he's like, oh, they don't say things like, there goes Dyson, eloquent, verbose. He's so smart. They don't say that.
Well, of course not. Who's going to say that?
Well, yeah. Nobody says that except Dyson, right?
Yeah. Dude, fucking Howard Bloom and Bill Gates can walk by me. I'm not going to be like, oh, look at this guy. He's very intelligent. No, I'm just going to say, look at that guy. Like, if I don't know him.
Yeah. I mean, and then he turned around and immediately did what he was complaining about to Peterson. And that's just, it's intellectually inconsistent. And I seem to find that a lot with the left, with the extreme left,
and
the radical left.
And that actually perfectly illustrates what I'm talking about with the Black Panther, is that it was celebrated through the media and through a lot of people and through a lot of left-sided media that this is awesome. This is the first time in Hollywood. It's been an all-black venture. It's been this and that. Like, look how great this is. That's the same people that are upset that there's not enough diversity. And you get what I'm saying? Like,
to me, it's not upsetting because the same thing happened when Bridesmaids came out and it was an all-female cast and it did super well at the box office because Hollywood wants white and male dominated because that's what they've shown to be most profitable. Okay? Right. It goes back to the pay and all that shit. So when someone comes along and throws a curveball and brings out an all-female cast and it does well, it's given the finger to that thought of needs to be male heavy and white. So that's why it's celebrated, the Black Panther being all black cast, black director at the helm. Listen, it doesn't need to be all male and all white. This can happen and this could have success.
But this
I'm
one,
just saying
this one off,
why it's celebrated.
This one off is not proof of that. And
I agree with that. Yeah. Just like Bridesmaids being all female doesn't mean anything all female.
Because the female Ghostbusters flopped.
Yes, exactly.
So
but it opens the
Hollywood
door,
was right
it gives
in the first
that
place.
crack and that alleyway to like more opportunity for all female casts. Like does Ocean's 8 happen before Bridesmaids? That's a 50-50. Maybe, maybe not.
I mean, Sandra Bullock at the helm. I mean,
I'm only going to watch it because Sandra, I love that chick.
Yeah. But the people putting the money in are going to have more confidence because of success of something like Bridesmaids. Something like Black Panther. It's not that you should aim for all black, but don't be, the people with money, don't be so shy from having a black lead, having a black director.
But they haven't really been all that shy from having black leads. Denzel Washington has been a lead in a ton of good movies.
When Sidney Poitier was the first black lead,
right?
Yeah,
okay, that was a huge thing. It was a moment because everything up till that. In Denzel's time, can you name me someone? And you see, I understand what you're saying, but Eddie Murphy was coming up.
Yeah, Samuel Jackson.
If you look at the numbers, percentage wise to white, I'm only saying this is why it's celebrated. But you're making a good argument in that, Denzel.
I don't mind it being celebrated, really. I just don't think... I think this celebration may be... No, that's not it.
I have a good point. Let me interject real quick. Has anybody ever taken the thought of maybe the percentage from white to black leads isn't solely because there's discrimination in Hollywood, but maybe because just by nature... black people are, we actually know there's a big gap, a wealth gap between black and white, right?
Yep.
If you're a black
generally
parent,
speaking,
we just talked about if you're of some kind of poverty, if you're not well off, you're gonna tell your kid don't go to arts, don't go to the fine arts and education, go to business, go to that. So maybe that big percentage is not because they were discriminated against. They probably were. They were actually. But maybe also there's just not a big time pool of black actors because their families don't come from somewhere that will push them to be an actor. They push them to go get a job.
It's hard.
And there's more white people who could be like, yeah, go try to act because you have a nest egg to fall back on.
Right. It's hard to go try to be an actor when you're hungry.
Exactly. Yeah. So
that's an interesting point.
Yeah, has anybody taken a look at maybe that's why Sidney Poitier was the first one? Because there's not a huge pool of black actors at that particular time.
Well, at that time I'm sure there was not a big pool but that actually was a different time.
Right.
Much
okay, so
harder, harsher racism.
Even Denzel when he's coming up. Samuel L. Jackson. That's still a while ago. And that's still, maybe there's not that black. But that doesn't get discussed.
There's Wesley Snipes too.
Yeah, that doesn't get discussed. Maybe there wasn't a lot of black actors at that time. Do you know what I'm saying? So the percentage...
So you would just rather the point of this is you just didn't agree with the celebration of the all black.
No, it was a great movie, but the celebration
Debatable.
Oh, you didn't like it?
I wasn't as I wanted to like it more.
Oh,
I didn't like it as much as I thought.
But you're a movie guy.
I liked it.
You're a movie
that's
buff.
more as a film.
Yeah, I liked it, man.
I know a lot of people loved it.
I've heard nothing but good things about it.
Yeah,
They love it.
It was really cool. I liked it a lot. It just, to me, when the media that I kept reading and hearing and on NPR radio, it's like, yeah, this is great. This is the first time it's an all black movie. You know, it's a superhero.
You weren't crazy about that.
I don't see that as meaning anything, man. I have a really hard time understanding why people are celebrating an all black class. I don't care if it's all black. I don't care if it's all white. I don't care if it's all Cuban. It doesn't mean anything. And it's almost as if people think that by creating an all black cast, you are somehow making up for or paying back things that have happened in the past. You're not going to do. You could have 20 all black cast movies, and it's not going to change what happened in the past.
And it's not the first.
The horrible things that happened in the past
are horrible.
It's not going to change. It's not the first all black cast. There's black comedies. You know what I'm saying? The Best Man.
Yeah.
What's it called? The Wood or the Hood?
The Wood.
The Wood. Shit like
Omar
that.
Epps.
You know what I'm saying? Those movies.
And they were great movies. I watch those movies all the time. They're hilarious.
I've never seen The Wood.
Oh man, I fucks with those movies.
I mean, look at Friday. Ice Cube Friday, next Friday.
Brown Sugar.
Come on.
Brown Sugar.
I mean,
shout out to Tate Davis.
but none of those got the same media press.
Agreed.
None of those.
Yeah. Well, we're also living in the comic book.
This happened to be a Marvel movie, which
it
is
was that,
super on fire now.
Maybe I'm having a distorted vision. Maybe it's because it was the first black superhero.
No, I think it was because it's the first movie intended to be a blockbuster, which it's. I mean, that was all black, because I don't think Friday was ever intended to be a blockbuster. I don't think Booty Call was ever intended to be a blockbuster. You know what I mean? They're funny movies and I love them.
Fucks with Jamie Foxx though. No.
But it's not like.
And it is to me it is a big deal because of how the money is dispersed. Again, money talks. How money is dispersed and what's given a shot to succeed. So to give this to Black Panther and the all black cast, to me it's a big deal.
So in Hollywood, you're right. Advertising, the money they put into it.
Let me say something Spike Lee said one day. I think he got a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Academy.
Didn't Reggie present it to him?
He said it was Samuel L. Jackson, Wesley Snipes, and Denzel that presented it to him.
Oh, okay.
And he said we got a black president before we got a black head of studio in Hollywood.
Oh,
to put things into perspective of how they run things.
Hollywood is very discriminatory then.
But to your point, to your point, if I'm in control of a studio, I'm Latino. I'm more inclined to give Latinos a shot than to white or black. That I don't think that makes me a racist. I'm not gonna not include white and black, but I'm gonna I get along with Latinos more. I don't necessarily fault white people for wanting to have a lot of white stuff.
That makes sense.
This is America, and white people are in power. They're human beings.
So if a white guy
wants to hire white people, it's like, yo, I get it. I have a PhD. I think I could be an asset to your company. You don't agree? All right, I'm going to look somewhere else.
So if you're a business owner, you're a Latino.
Yeah.
Latino cat comes in.
I would like to hire Latinos.
And a white guy comes in.
Does that make me racist?
Yeah. And that was my question. That was going to be my question right now. Was if they have the same resume and the same achievements, and when you interview them, they have the same charisma. They have everything you want.
All things being equal.
All things are the same.
I'm leaning Latino.
Just because you're Latino.
Yes, but same situation. But I have a white friend who comes in. All things equal to someone Latino coming in, giving it to my guy who's been my friend, even though he's white.
Right.
Because
you have that.
That's my friend. I got this going. He's white. I have a Latino coming in. All things equal.
Is that racist?
Well, is that discriminatory? It is discriminatory, but anytime you have to make a choice between two things, you're being discriminatory.
It's true. I mean, you're discriminating.
Yeah, I mean, right?
Yeah. If you break it down.
Let's be clear about what that means. You have to discriminate based on competency rather than anything else.
Right.
And I think in Hollywood, because they have this history of watching movies where certain types of people succeed and where certain types of people fail, they put a competency judgment on your looks because it's Hollywood. It's a visual industry.
Fucking A.
You know what I'm saying? So, yes, you're discriminating based on race or gender or whatever, but in Hollywood, race, gender, and all that stuff comes into the equation as competency would in the real world. So is there really an issue with that?
Solid point.
That is such a great point. Listeners, you just got a gem. You got a gem. If you
didn't know, that was a gem.
I mean,
oh, man. It's the truth, though. It's the truth.
Am I going to watch a movie, me as a red-blooded American young man? You know what I'm saying?
Red-blooded?
Yeah.
Like red side? Like,
no,
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
If you cut me, do I not bleed? Am I going to want to watch a movie with a bunch of hefty women half-dressed? Or am I going to want to watch a movie with a bunch of like bombshells half-dressed? I want to watch the bombshells, and I'm going to pay money to see the bombshells.
I can see
that on the same way.
Doesn't make you a bad person, Brian.
On the same wavelength, Melissa McCarthy, kind of hefty, but I will watch the shit out of her because she's hilarious.
If I'm going to see a comedy and it's between Melissa McCarthy and
her cousin,
and Halle Berry, I'm definitely going Melissa McCarthy.
I was going to say
what?
Comedy.
Oh.
You could be married in 2 minutes, Brian, if we're looking.
Oh man! Oh yeah, I didn't think it was going that way.
Yeah, comedy.
Got you.
So yeah, it
does that make you bad that you like that?
No.
Does it make you wrong? No. Because in this society, I feel like just saying that to somebody,
and that's really terrifying. Because you're right. Just saying stuff like that can get you into heat.
Think about this.
Extremely terrifying.
Think about if we were doing this. If we were doing this forum right now. At
college?
At Whittier College, listen,
yeah.
which is a liberal fine arts college, right? Let's say we were doing it there. I think we would be labeled. We could be labeled racist.
So far, racist for sure.
Feminist?
No, you mean sexist.
You mean sexist? Sorry, sexist. What else could be?
But it goes back to our.
What else could we would be? I think in some circles viewed as proponents of the oppressive patriarchy that is pure capitalism, which is so ridiculous.
Because none of us come from like super wealth. We're not white. Like
it is a system that has worked the best in human history in 150 million, thousand, however.
Dude, the Earth only started like 6,000 years ago, bro.
Oh, don't even get me started. Hard soil evidence, bro. There's hard soil evidence.
Oh man,
it started 6,000 years ago. We're a cube, right?
I'm saying it's a fact.
We're a cube. We're not.
It's not a globe.
It's not a globe. We're
a flat Earth sitting
where gravity doesn't exist. Gravity is a myth.
Right. We're sitting on top of a turtle's back.
Someone recently told me they feel Earth is the center of the universe. Honestly.
Well, okay, so here's an interesting tidbit of astronomy.
Segue.
Because the universe is expanding.
Ever expanding.
Theoretically.
Right. Well, supposedly expanding.
Yo, everything's a misstep, bro.
Why are we in this time?
It's the best time.
Where facts are debated.
It is the best time.
It's still the best time.
It's still the best time, but Jesus Christ, can we not debate about facts?
I'm super glad I have to watch my mouth in public rather than watch my ass in the middle of the jungle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'd much rather.
Yo, can we time out though? I was telling Brian this the other day is that I get the whole bullshit about flat Earth. Gravity that
what do you mean you get it?
No, I don't get it. No, I don't get it. I don't understand what they're saying. But I do enjoy that there are people that are looking at stuff that we have seen as fact, right? And still taking a look at it, right? They're horribly wrong. They're horribly misguided.
It's a waste of time for me.
Right? It's a waste of time for you, but there might come something from it that we don't know about.
Science changed.
Yeah,
science changes.
There might be something that we can learn from it. So I appreciate their efforts, even no matter how misguided they are.
Thank you for seeing the silver lining.
Yeah, there is a silver lining that we still look at theories as theories, whenever we say the theory of whatever, and that the universe is ever expanding, which has, a great proof.
There's a lot of proof behind it.
Yeah, there's
evidence. There's a lot of evidence behind it.
But I like that that there's some people that still challenge that, and that it makes us take a look at it, that we don't take it for granted, because by looking and saying that gravity isn't real, right? What it makes us do is revert back and again reassess and figure out and actually
still come out with
and figure out why gravity
answer?
Does exist and why that theory it's a law. It's a law of gravity.
Okay,
go ahead.
Question for you guys: Is it good or bad to go away from religion?
As a society,
as a society, more people are going. The numbers going to church are the least they've ever been.
Oh, right.
Now, is that a good thing for overall society to be questioning your religion and be
I think your question
and maybe go away from it? Is it good for the overall population? Human beings? Is it a good thing?
I think religion has a stance in this society. I believe that religion is necessary.
Has its place.
It has to, I believe, because if not, it's just like anything else. We have to be balanced in our societies, in our world, in the day we live in. Like, because if not, we're gonna go let's say we just abandon religion and there's no religion.
You feel that leads to anarchy and chaos?
It can lead to something we might not want, which is we go all science, we lose all faith, or we lose all of what the real religion ideologies are, like noblism, because now
for the most part not being a shit person.
Yeah, because we can turn into that, because we can actually go to a point of
it's a possibility.
We can go so technical where we have cars that will drive themselves, and now it's this person. Let's just say like the iRobot. The robot will save an adult because he has a 60% chance of living rather than save a kid who's 5 years old who has a 59% chance of living.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, I feel like we can't swing that far on the pendulum. We have to stay somewhere.
Because a possible outcome is negative.
Yeah, and I believe that religion has a stance for that we keep our it gives our sanity a little bit.
It gives us a shot at
I'm not the most religious person. I'm really not. Like, I understand it, and I know there's a lot of flaws, a
lot of holes in their arguments.
Oh my God, there is. And listen, people, I know I'm going to say something that religious people aren't going to like right now, but the Bible is like,
man, can we look at it as a guide?
It's
not
fact. It's not facts. It's not even secondhand. It's not even third hand. It's not even fourth hand. It's like so many people have, and the first thing you teach a kid, right, is you shouldn't always believe what somebody tells you that's indirectly somebody else's news, correct? Right. Like, if your kid comes to you and says, "Oh, I heard Johnny did this." Well, who told you that? Well, Brian told me that. Well, so Brian told you that Johnny told him? No, Brian heard this from Susie.
Mark. Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so you're hearing this fourth hand, right? I was like, yeah. So you shouldn't believe that, right?
It's interesting.
But it's funny that our Bible, like, people were like, boom!
Straight facts.
Leviticus
straight
13.
Facts.
Can I gotta interject because I got a lot of stuff.
I saw it grilling. I saw it grilling in his head.
At one point during your thing about the Bible, Mark uttered, "Can we just use it as a guide?" That scares the living shit out of me.
New Testament.
That's still pretty bad.
I thought
that's
Jesus
still
was
pretty bad. Jesus anti what?
Slut shaming. He wasn't for fucking.
He was for being a good person.
He was for being a good person.
Right, but part of being a good person did not include in him a denial of slavery as a practice.
That's true.
It also.
I don't think he was pro-slavery.
But he wasn't anti-slavery. And that's like the easiest thing.
Yeah, but it was...
That's like the one thing that we as an entire planet at this point are able to agree on.
See, I don't agree with that.
I'm
not saying I'm pro-slavery, bro. Okay? I'm just saying Jesus not being anti or that not being in it. And let's remember, human beings put these stories in a book. Okay?
Right.
So, maybe he was, but it didn't get put in the book.
Well, but then that's still a crappy guide.
Oh,
I mean, it doesn't start with.
But I don't think. But I disagree. not being anti-slavery does not be like the fact that that's not in there doesn't make it a shitty guide to me. Because if it's not in there, that doesn't mean, hey, because it's not anti-slavery, that means slavery's a big
possibility in that. If you leave the door open and it's supposed to be a guide, then that becomes a point of contention, a point where you could have some wiggle room. That's what a guide is.
Well, no, but I think
a guide is supposed to tell you these are the boundaries and you can't go past them.
Yeah, but there's
slavery is the easiest boundary. Go ahead.
I think that what Mark was saying was a good point. I tend to on what you guys are disagreeing. I tend to lean on Mark's side only because of this. One, it was man-made, right?
Right.
But two, Jesus wasn't there. Like, he was there to guide people's problems, right? That's what this book believes in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so maybe nobody really asked him, like, hey, is slavery wrong? Because if they would have, he might have prophesied and said, this is the wrong thing to do. We're all equal. But he says it. We're all equal. The way that we take slavery
Does he say that? Because the founding fathers said we're all equal, but they owned slaves.
That's true.
Because, I don't know. But I tend to see your side as far as, because he didn't profess anti-slavery. Doesn't mean that he was for it.
Exactly.
Let's keep taking it as a guide then, because that's one where I think you got it dead wrong.
And that's not a guide. It is true because Z. That's not a guide. A
but then what purpose is it?
But it's true because
no. Here's what I'm gonna tell you. If you're reading this guide and it's not a guide from A to Z, and you yourself fill in the gaps, what's to say that you're incapable of guiding yourself?
But okay,
you can guide yourself. As a matter of fact, people that read the Bible almost always guide themselves, because the Bible can be interpreted so many different ways that you think about it and it's your rationality that's guiding your life, not the Bible's words.
What's the golden rule?
Do unto others as you would have done to yourself.
Thank you.
Like
That's
not from the Bible. No. That's not a Bible original.
That's just something
Buddha said that like 4,000 years ago.
That's definitely not from the Bible.
Why did I get preached that as a kid?
Because you were in a Catholic school that indoctrinated your ass. Just like me.
I'm saying they didn't get that from the Bible.
No.
They got that phrase from they got that phrase from the Bible, but the Bible got it from somewhere else. The Bible got it from somewhere else. It's not a Bible original.
We're talking about the guide. We're talking about the Bible as a guide.
Right.
In the Bible.
Right.
And for Mark Anthony, being a guide, treat others as you would want to be treated.
Right.
I don't want to be a slave.
Right.
So I'm not going to treat someone like a slave.
Right.
And what you keep saying, don't come out with a guide if you can't come out with something A to Z.
Right.
That doesn't make any sense to me, because if I have a guide on finances or a guide, well, you should cover A to Z. But because like our guy Jordan Peterson has a 12 rules for life.
Right.
He doesn't talk about slavery in there. That doesn't mean
that he's for slavery.
But
that's a given.
Why is it not
because of the context in which he lives. Because of the context in which he lives, it's a given. Jesus lived in a context where slavery existed, and not only that, but the New Testament of his life was in a context of the Older Testament, which featured heavy on slavery.
But
heavy. They had guides on how to treat your slaves, how not to beat your slaves too severely.
The Jews leaving Egypt, or is that Exodus?
The Exodus, yeah.
Okay, that's to me paints slavery in a not a good light
for the Jews. But then the Jews were able to have their own slaves.
I didn't know the Jews had slaves.
Yes, the Jews. The one of the rules for slavery in the Old Testament was that you could have a Jew as a slave if you were a Jew, but only for like 5 years. And if he married your daughter, then you had to give the daughter like a dowry.
What's a dowry?
A dowry is like a payment for, or you had to give him a dowry or something like that. It's payment for marriage.
Oh.
So like if I have a daughter and you have a son and they want to get married, I pay you. Or you pay me. I don't remember which way it works.
Who's marrying your daughter?
Yeah, it was something about if the slave marries your daughter.
And I believe that's where the in the wedding thing where they say the father of the bride has to pay for the wedding.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty much where that comes from. Yeah, but yeah, dude, when you're talking, you're in a context where there's slavery everywhere, and you don't say, hey, by the way, slavery's wrong. That's a big deal.
So it's kind of like politics, right? So in our political agenda, right, when they're doing their campaign, if there's a severe deficit, but they're not addressing it. It doesn't mean that they're like for it.
It doesn't mean they're for more spending.
Yeah, but they're just not addressing it. So as someone who needs to vote on it, you believe that they are anti. Does that make sense? Is that you kind of get it?
I can't stress that. No, I cannot. No, I don't see where Brian's coming from at all. The fact that me not taking a stance on gay marriage in my political campaign doesn't mean I'm against or for. Yeah.
Right.
Or
that's what I'm trying to say. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. It means that
he's indifferent.
Jesus is basically indifferent to slavery. So how can you, as a person who's trying to be guided by this man, make your own choice about slavery? Oh, wait, you can make your own choice about slavery. Well, that means you don't need Jesus at all. Well, you make your own choices on everything.
If I take the one lesson I want to take from baby Jesus and treat others as you would have them treat you.
You could easily take that lesson. You could easily take that lesson from Buddha. Buddha said the same thing.
I'm not debating that.
All right, but my point is Jesus is unnecessary. That's my real core point.
Oh, so Jesus is unnecessary.
Yeah. So Jesus wasn't even the original Jesus. There were other stories of resurrected sons of gods that got sacrificed to save the world. He's not the first story of that.
Tony Stark was the first.
So you don't believe that religion is necessary in this world.
So to the broader question, back to the broader question of what will happen.
Yeah, you're just thinking.
Is it a good thing to get away from?
I'm not entirely convinced that it's a good thing. Religion should completely go away. I think some people need religion because totally some people
have a life of suffering.
I don't think the suffering is what dictates their need for religion. I think it's just their temperament, their necessity to believe that there's some type of control over their life. I have no problem thinking that I'm a speck of
dust,
insignificant shit in a giant universe that ultimately is cold and indifferent. That doesn't bother me. As a matter of fact,
I like living like that.
As a matter of fact, that makes me more motivated to enjoy the life that I have now because it's the only one that I'm guaranteed to have.
I'm such a fan of that.
I like thinking that I'm going somewhere after this.
Oh, I love thinking this is all I got.
I love thinking that there's.
If I truly internally believed that I was going to go somewhere better after this, I wouldn't be here right now. I would just go there. I would get a rope, get some pills.
That's not how that works.
Nah, I don't think so. I mean, personally, I don't. I mean, for me, you might think that way, but I don't think a lot of people think that way.
I thought the Bible said if you kill yourself, you go to hell. That's cheating.
Well, I don't know if it ever does mention that. I know my teachers did. I don't. Okay, I've never.
It speaks about taking your own life as a sin because God has given you
this precious gift,
the gift of life, and you're taking that. You're taking the fate away from it. But it speaks about free will, so that kind of contradicts itself.
And free will is debatable.
How do you mean?
Oh,
philosophically.
Yeah. Okay. I heard about this theory. I heard about that.
There's something called determinism.
Yep, that's a lot of physicists.
The first domino, if you will.
Right.
And so everything.
So free will actually doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Oh man, who speaks about that?
I don't remember, but I fucks with
Matt Dillahunty, I think is deterministic, although he's not really a physicist.
Can I ask you, where did you get exposed to the debate with the Michael?
YouTube. YouTube is a powerful tool for me.
It's I get so fucking amazing.
Audio books,
with YouTube,
debates and stuff.
Before we go, let's wrap up the religion. So you two think that you guys are specks of dust, and this is the only life you guys have.
That's what I believe. Yeah,
I enjoy believing that.
I see no evidence to the contrary.
I enjoy believing the fact that I buy into this might be all we got this life.
Yeah,
and so yeah,
that's fair.
Live like there's nothing past us dying.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I feel like we're going somewhere. I feel like either it's a rebirth, right, or either we go to a different dimension, right, because we're multidimensional for sure.
Sure, it's a fact.
Multi-dimensional
in my head. In my head. Right. I feel like there's multi. I mean, I've experimented with
psychedelics
stuff. And so I just I have a different philosophy, and I feel like if you guys would ever dabble in something like that, which
Super
I know,
down.
no, you can't. I know you can't.
Is it
you're for the union?
I need to find out what they
all
drug
those
test for.
timeout Trump?
Bruh! I never thought I'd say, come on, Trump!
Did you hear about Trump?
What happened?
He might
I'm in
pass
the dark on
marijuana
this one.
federally.
Federally.
He did what?
He's talking about it. He's flirting with it.
He's being to
me, he needs a big win.
I think he's in quote of being in favor of federally legalizing
Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
Dude,
I think a lot of his base gives him a slap in the face for that, though.
I don't, dude.
This
is what I want.
His base
His
base is not pro drugs.
Oh, I know, but his base is
Jeff
so
Sessions
dumb.
is crazy.
Oh, he's driving Sessions up the wall right
Yeah, he is. No, but okay. So, anyways, but yeah, no, I've dealt with that, and you just because I have you see the world differently under those kind of like psilocybin, right? Like
you talking about
I did shrooms one time,
but that's an action. that's like a well documented effect is that you end up thinking, or at least perceiving. I was thinking is probably not quite powerful enough of a word, but you end up perceiving that you are. You can see infinity in the finite. You know that there's something else out there, and you have transcended these dimensions.
That's awesome.
And now you could take that, right? And I can break it down and scientifically tell you what's happening in your chemistry and your and everything, right? I
get it.
And you can replicate it in a lab.
I could logically
without psilocybin.
Right.
Yeah.
I could logically do that, right? But
I don't know what psilocybin is. Go ahead.
It's just a type of mushroom.
I'm just saying y'all throwing that word around. The fuck's going on?
So but in the lab, you by doing that you still have to take another
substance.
So
that I've not heard.
You
could recreate it, but because they don't tell you this, but
it
it needs to be combined with a small, very very small dose of DMT, right? That is produced with our own. We produce it, right? A dimethyltryptamine, I think.
Jesus Christ.
Dimethyltryptamine.
Drink some coffee.
And so,
coffee's not going to make my brain be able to comprehend those big words.
And so, but you need to take this like a very, very, very minute,
just like
dose.
A primer.
Yeah, it's a very small, and they don't report it because we produce it in our own brain. So they say it's not taking it, but we've actually known now that if you take a higher dose, like because I think they're talking about a nanogram of DMT, and so. But if you take now, people are taking it like micrograms, milligrams, and now those people are going through
fucking trips, going light years.
I mean, light years. And
but to me, that's proof that we can perceive things like that, not proof that it is.
Oh yeah,
true.
No. I'm saying, but the whole fact that you could produce it in a lab by itself, stand alone without any psilocybin is true, but you still need another psychedelic to actually formulate that.
I'm going to read up on that because I want to know exactly how they do it.
You started this with what's coming after.
What's coming after, and I feel like we just don't have any answers. I don't think anybody, like Neil deGrasse Tyson, does it. Nobody really has the answers.
I really like his answer though.
Yeah.
It's lights just shut out. It's done.
Yeah, and because I mean we could theorize and we
do not know,
but we don't know, and because we don't know, I believe that's where religion kind of comes in. And that's where the hope and all that stuff, and that's why I think it's necessary still in this world. So I think that's where
it can have a place.
One of my biggest problems with religion, and I do think some people need that, right?
Besides
like a comfort to conquer death, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or a belief that they're going to conquer death.
Oh my God, I'm taking so much DMT if I'm on door. I'm just like,
fill me up with it.
Yeah, just fucking
let's go.
Shoot me to the moon.
That's an interesting way. Okay, I don't know what you were going to say, but I have a question.
That's right. Go ahead.
What do you feel about people hitting a certain point in life and wanting to just kick the bucket and paying a doctor to put them down?
Oh, if they're in pain?
Well, no, they're just, they're done with life. They're done with life. They're 80, their spouse has passed away. They don't have any
ready
kids.
to roll.
I'm ready to go.
All I would say, I think I'm in favor if they were able to have a psychedelic experience first.
Wait, you want to make that a prereq to leaving? Oh, I don't agree with that at all.
I can see where he's coming from based on what I've heard.
Yeah, that's my feeling.
There's very few people that
make it a that are an option. I would sign up for it based off of leaders.
There's very few people I've ever heard, even in some of the studies that I've heard about, that come out of a laboratory style psychedelic trip and have reported bad things. Yeah. It's always a positive result. It's like, I feel great about life right now, and I can't wait to share love with everybody. And it seems to have a lasting effect. It's not like you're like that for a week.
A phase.
It's like you are now changed.
Yeah. So if Roger's 80 and he wants to kick the bucket, you want him to have a psychedelic trip first.
Yeah.
Got it.
And he may not. And I'm not saying that I want that. I'm saying that I can see his point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a medically governed, and he's under all the proper protocol. He's done all his medical lab work, all that, right? He's ready to go, set to go. It's all, and then
I want you to have a psychedelic.
He does it, right? Because what it does is it gives you a different perspective on life, right? And so
when he's done, because the thing, I still want to go.
Because my only fear is he's sitting at home and he's, I'm 80, I don't have any kids, my wife's dead, I have no family.
I want to go. I'm ready to go. I had a long life.
Woe is me, right? That's the woe is me. You're not really, you're looking very micro, and you're looking, and if you have a psychedelic experience, I feel like it just opens the windows. And maybe but see, this is the point I'm trying to make, is there are people who have had psychedelic experiences, have that long lasting, and still.
See, to me,
it's
if
cool.
you don't want to be here, go ahead and take off.
My only fear with that is, let's say they give him a pill, right? Takes a pill, takes a swig. Now all of a sudden, oh fuck! I don't think
that's how it goes. I think there's a
whatever.
I'm not sure though.
Whatever it is, it's not instant. There's a moment of time.
Nothing's instant.
Where you are like, oh shit, I shouldn't have done this. Where it's possible that happens.
There's even record in Oregon where legal euthanization.
Okay.
Where it's I'm not sure if that's a word. Yeah. Educate us, listeners.
Yeah. Email us.
So there's been records that they do the injection.
They change their mind.
And it's like, well, when they do the injection, they shoot morphine. And morphine puts you in a different state of mind.
That's why you're saying that.
And they say, and they're like, man, like, this is awesome. I feel amazing. Like, and then it's like, oh, what have I done? Like, this is great. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why am I leaving?
Yeah.
See, to me, put me under. Give me an anesthetic. That's the right word. Put me under, put me to sleep, and then kill me. Because then you don't go through that.
So here's because I was.
What were you gonna say?
My wheels were just turning because I was just thinking about this like 2 days ago. I don't even know why.
It's because we're all on a tripod. We just
my wheels were turning, and it's like, how do I ensure that this person wants to do it before actually killing them? Right. So there's two options that I thought of in my head. One is you give them like a Bluetooth or Wi-Fi switch, right? You put them on a bridge, and they jump off the bridge. At any point, if they're going to reconsider, just let go of the switch. And that's going to trigger an airbag on the bottom, and now they're not dead. Right? That's extremely complicated.
So afraid of heights.
I had another. What's your second?
All right, my second one is you tell the person this is a cyanide pill. It's going to kill you. So if you want it, you do it. Right? They take the pill, and then you watch them very closely. It's just a sleeping pill. If they ever have any thoughts of regrets, you let them go to sleep and wake up the next day. Hey, you're cool. Everything's fine. If they go to sleep perfectly, like, let's come home, death, let's go. Then once they're asleep, give them a shot. Done.
Hard to agree with that.
Second one?
Hard to disagree with that.
Literally the same one I had.
Yeah.
Literally the same one. You give them a placebo, watch them actually do it.
Yeah.
And then tell them it's going to take 45 seconds or even fucking
a minute
and a half. And watch those wheels turn. And if they
change their mind.
Oh, what did I do? Boom.
We're not going to do it. You're fine. Go ahead and walk out of here.
So maybe that's even better than
pussy.
But see, I think that still reverts back to what I'm thinking, is that won't change somebody's perspective. That will just, they do it and then it's like, oh man, that was a close call. But it doesn't give them another. Well, it might give them another.
It probably would.
Yeah, it might give them another perspective on life. That's true.
Because we're obviously not talking about, or at least I think in my head, I'm not talking about someone who's 19 years old and going through drama, right? I'm talking about someone who's lived a whole life, right? That just wants to get it over with.
So what's the cutoff?
At that point,
50.
That's another rough one. Oh, no. That's 2 decades left, bro.
Yeah, I know.
That's another sticky. I
would make it at 50. You become a senior citizen at 55. It sounds young, but that's when they become a senior citizen.
Yeah, but that's not going to be there for very long. That's got to change. But that's a whole nother topic.
50-year-olds are like rocking, dude. Joe Rogan's 50.
Yeah, he's on TRT.
Okay.
Not everyone can afford that.
What's TRT?
Testosterone replacement therapy.
Is that the one where they put like a time release capsule of testosterone in your butt?
Oh, I don't know about that. Is that a method?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, but no, I mean, you're right. No, but some people can't afford that.
Goes to quality of life.
You're right.
Some people
but you know what people can't afford? You know what people can't afford? So I don't want
meditation.
I don't really want to hear that argument.
What's up?
That in California, at least, we have to have healthcare, right?
Okay.
Every healthcare you can go and you can get your blood work done.
Okay.
It's part of your insurance.
Okay.
If you have low signs of T, they will direct you either to a nutritionist that will help you first,
or an endocrinologist,
and they will give you.
I know big words.
I'm confused.
And that person on the hormones,
and that's all taken care of through your healthcare.
Oh,
so I don't really want to hear that argument that Joe Rogan's on TRT. No, Joe Rogan busts his ass too.
Oh, I'm not saying he doesn't.
No.
But I'm saying like his quality of life and his like.
Yeah.
His like doing well is some TRT is
true.
Is
but
helping.
Yeah, but if that's the argument someone wants to make to me in the state of California, you can. Well, actually, it's all around the world, right? Healthcare is universal healthcare now.
Oh, around the world?
Is it? No,
around the world.
U.S. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you have to have.
You have to have health insurance.
I don't know exactly how it works because I don't know what happens.
It's fucking complicated.
If I go into an ER and I don't have any insurance card on me. Well, I guess they're going to still help me as
this shit is fucking complicated.
But let's say I go to just like a regular physician or whatever. Oh, I don't have my insurance. I don't necessarily think they have to give me healthcare.
Yeah,
I'm not sure how that works.
They will take from what I believe it is they'll take your Social Security, right?
And I guess they bill you later?
No, they will direct you, especially if it's non-emergent, right? They'll
create a path.
Yeah, they'll be like, okay, so this is the healthcare that you have, right? Unless you don't have healthcare and you're going to pay the fine at the end of the year. Yeah. You would know that, right? But if you don't have your insurance card, they will go based off your Social Security number. They'll look it up and say, oh, okay, here's your MPN, your medical provider network. And here's the closest one here at this facility. Here's where you can go on your yeah. And here's a printout of your insurance information. Go ahead. Go take it over there. There's your insurance number. Bada bing, bada boom. That's how it works.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
So we started with what should be the age. I'm fine at 50.
I think you're a little bit crazy.
I think that's awfully young.
Why?
Yeah.
People are...
No, what are you talking about? People who are sick, actually sick?
No, I'm just talking about people
who want to go
50. Yeah. 50 is enough time for me.
You know what this is?
Why do I feel like you want to be at 49 with salt and pepper hair and then 50 just be done with it?
I thought about being done at 40.
Oh, man.
I've thought about being done at 40.
That's crazy. What makes you think that way? I would like it.
Because he hasn't been 40. He hasn't realized that being 40 feels just like being 39.
Or 29 if you're hurt.
Because at 28, I don't feel 19 anymore.
Yeah, but at 30, you're not going to feel 80 either.
Yeah, but I'm just giving my reasons.
Yeah.
At 28, I don't feel... Did I say 19?
Yeah.
I don't feel 19 anymore. And it's a shot to my quality of life.
What quality of life do you want?
We'll talk about it after the podcast.
Oh, you don't want to talk about it?
I'm not spitballing that one.
Boner problems?
Hey, that's part of being 19, right?
Is that a big fear for you guys? Like, I
have a huge fear of boner problems because I haven't used mine to. So if I start having boner problems, I'm screwed.
Oh man.
No, you know what? It's funny, man. It's funny how me and you think. I actually think opposite. I want to prolong life because I feel like science is catching up fast.
So the boners are gonna get better,
dude.
Yeah.
I feel like by the time the time we're maybe 70, that they're gonna be able to like, dude, we're gonna make you feel 45 next week, bro.
Oh,
You just
goes back to the TRT.
Just hang
stuff
out.
And like,
just hang out
for a little while.
Just hang out because you don't want to take that pill, and the next year be like, "Oh man, we eradicated your whole problem." You're gonna be in another dimension. Like, damn it! Like this is bullshit.
It goes back to like what I thought would be necessary to be a good husband and father, and if I don't feel I have those things, because to me that's what so much of life is all about.
Right.
So if I don't have the things that I feel are necessary, and I'm at 40, I'm out.
Wow. Yeah, that's a different way of thinking. Maybe
Yeah.
you need a psychedelic experience.
Maybe. But I don't.
Sounds like
I used to feel that way, but it's funny once you meet someone,
It's changing.
it's changing.
Yeah, no, it's just
And the salt and pepper, I want to see what that's like. I want to see what your boy looks like at 55 with that great beard going, trying to look right.
that's what I'm saying. Like I mean, I really, dude, I press longevity because we have super smart guys. I mean,
Man, it all goes back to quality of life. Wait, but give me a number though, real quick. On
I mean,
when
I
it
feel
should
like
be okay to check out 70.
You can apply 85 for me.
Dude, that's so late. Jesus, do you know many 80-year-olds?
Yeah, my grandparents.
Oh,
Yeah, but not everyone's kicking solid at 80, yo. That's why I'm saying not everyone's kicking solid at 50.
Yeah, well, not now. Everybody's kicking solid at 19. I mean,
Yo, bruh, you ain't lying. I was
So-
kicking solid at but that's what I'm saying. If you're not kicking solid at 19, 50 is a long way away to not be kicking solid, yo. That's what I'm saying.
But there's very few people that are.
I think it's
that are not
getting-
kicking solid at 19 that don't get it together in 30 years.
No,
Right.
but to me, not
alright,
kicking
Thanos,
it solid.
half population.
Oh God, I was pro Thanos in the Avengers movie, bro.
I
was so pro Thanos.
I need you to watch Infinity War so we can.
You
have
don't
that
need to
discussion.
watch it. Spoiler alert, listeners. He thinks there's too many people around,
Okay?
and he wants to cut half of them out.
Okay?
Doesn't matter how rich or poor you are. Doesn't matter your ethnicity.
Okay.
None of that matters.
No
Half
discrimination.
of the people in the universe gone.
Okay?
'Cause
In the
there's just
universe?
there's only so
In the
many
universe.
in the universe.
Universes.
Because
Right.
everywhere that life
It's
can
Infinity
exist,
War.
there's only so many resources to go around.
Right.
And numbers is getting up. Happened to his people. Whatever species he is.
Yeah.
Happened to his planet. There were too many people. Resources ran out. They went to shit.
Right.
He wants to do it across the universe. Cut half the people out.
Half the people out. Yeah, he had really good points.
Fucking A, baby.
He had really.
That's why I'm
But
not against people kicking
dude,
the bucket. If they
But
wanna
I think
leave.
that's
Be out.
part.
Stop consuming.
I just think
That-
it's really difficult to figure to be sure that that's what you want to do,
Yeah,
and that takes time, and that takes
at 50,
real
you
self-reflection.
know what's up, yo.
I don't
No,
think so.
man. At 50, you still got
Listen,
30
let me
years
ask
of
you
learning
this.
left.
Let me ask you this.
Theoretically, based on overall life expectancy.
Let me ask
Right,
you
but that's a pretty solid
Yeah, but it is, but it's not. Because human beings are so...
Are you done learning
we're
at 50?
snowflakes.
Are you done learning at 50?
No, but it's so situational. Because,
But then
there's an overall what your cholesterol should be. Okay? But some people can live fine with higher cholesterol than other people.
Right.
That's just the way it is. It's so situational. And to me, it's too broad a stroke to be like, at 50, that's too young. Listen, at 50, is it too young to have been through Vietnam? You went through Vietnam in your early 20s, late teens. Say you got drafted.
Uh-huh.
That 50 years of life is different than someone born in 1989 who's gonna... What's 50 years from 1989? 2039? Say we didn't go to Vietnam. Say we're headed towards peacetime. That 50 years is a different 50 years than the person that went to Vietnam. Living with what happened?
Right. But to your own point about how situational things can be, the guy in Vietnam could be much more well-adjusted than the guy that lived in
It could be
1989.
worse.
Could be worse, could be better. But I mean,
Yeah,
so
me,
what?
yeah, that's
For the
why-
vast majority of people, 50 years old, you still got a lot of learning left to do.
See,
If
I
you're
keep coming
smart.
across more people our age who are not having the same quality of life as our parents.
But that's true across the board.
Time out.
I mean energy wise.
I'm talking.
I mean having overall energy, overall.
Well, we
stamina.
work a lot more than they do.
Yeah,
Than
I want.
they
But
did.
I want to. That generation could go for days.
I want to talk about.
Yeah, but they didn't work as literally as much as we did. Like literally did not work 50 hours, 60 hours, 70 hours a week.
Commuting the way we do
Commuting the way we do. I mean...
I want to talk about... I also want to talk about
factors.
this. I want to talk about this. Because what you just said is true. They always... But I think I've been starting to really kind of point this down is that sometimes, you know how when you're older, when you get older, the further removed you are from your sporting events, the better you were at them. So like,
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
So as a parent, you see your child who they may not be doing the same kind of work you were, right? Because they're not advancing as quick as you were at your time, right?
Okay.
And they remember back in the day, they used to go out Friday, Saturday, right? Sunday.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday,
right?
Saturday.
Like, why are you guys tired? You know, we used to do this,
blah,
and that.
blah, whoop, whoop.
Right? They were also predisposed to not as much sugar as we were.
Yeah, I get it. This is going all back to quality of life.
They also were not as sedentary as we were in their off work lives. Because if you wanted to do something, you had to go out and do something.
Yeah.
Whereas we have all kinds of entertainment, not even computer, in our pocket.
Yeah.
So
I don't know why I said pocket.
I get it.
Yeah. And so this goes back to your wanting to leave at 50.
Yeah, man. If you don't have a
But
family...
at the same time, so even though we may be less energetic because we've not been playing outside all our lives, right? Or working with our hands all our lives or whatever.
Pop-Tarts
at the same time, we have the wealth of human knowledge right in front of us. And you can look at anything and be moved by anything that you want.
I get that.
So then why end it early?
Yeah.
If someone wants to go, I feel like you should let them go.
Here's the harsh. You want to hear the harsh? 85 should be the limit. If you want to go at 50, take a shotgun, blow it out.
Okay. What do you think?
I mean...
If you're really that moved about it, 50, take your own. Sorry.
Got you. Man.
You're still able-bodied enough to do it at 50.
That's actually a really interesting point.
For the most part, generally
Have you
speaking.
ever heard of someone that committed suicide that you didn't think, man, that guy was messed up?
Say that again?
So you've heard of people committing suicide, right?
Yeah, especially recently. Kate Spade and my guy, the chef.
Have you ever heard of someone committing suicide and also thought to yourself, that was that guy's time? You always think, damn, that's fucked up. That guy must have been going through some real bullshit.
61? Well, I thought that about Robin Williams when he took his life. I was like, damn, that's
But he was above 50?
Oh, yeah. I think he was close to 65.
So
Anthony Bourdain, 61. I'm like, here's 61. Wanted to leave. Philip Seymour Hoffman, I think, was like in his 50s.
Yeah.
That one I felt that's
you
young.
don't think though that Anthony Bourdain had a real
61
problem?
in the big I do no I don't know what I totally don't know how he went and why he went. Anthony Bourdain.
Nobody knows why he went except him.
Right.
Does anyone
know? He didn't even know.
Even if you leave a note,
yeah,
you don't,
it's still a little. That's a little strange to me too. I don't like the note. I mean, the note is
in the note. Someone could say why.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's true. You could
okay,
because you just want to do one last. Well, you just want to do one last fuck you to whoever you hate in your life.
You would want to do that.
No,
someone might want to be. Yo, I'm out.
But that's what I'm saying.
I'm gone.
Once they're dead, it's pure speculation. You can't.
Yeah, because you can't talk to them.
True.
You can't.
True. But 61 to me, like our life expectancy now, 61, 60 years is, man, that's a good amount of change for a human being's life. Do you know what happens around the world? Like, what's the life expectancy of the globe?
Oh no, yeah, you're right. But
they're not
living here though.
They're not. But to get 60 years in on the planet,
but they're not.
Bruh, that's you did all right.
That's like when your mom used to tell you when you're a kid, there's starving children in China, right? You've been given this great gift.
I get it. I don't want to leave at 60. But if someone does, he took it in Paris. That's where he passed away.
Okay.
Bloop, whatever, how he passed. But yeah, man, just because we're your argument being here in America, blah blah, everything we have, bruh, I get it. But you've been here 60, you want to go? I don't feel bad. If he was 29, I'd be like, oh, that's nice.
The bottom line is this.
Damn, that's super rough.
The bottom line for me,
so 59 is rough. Robin
He
Williams
was 61.
Robin Williams 59.
65 or something like that.
Why was it rough for him? Why do you think?
Because 61.
I miss Robin Williams. He was such an early influence.
What the fuck?
But that was part of what bummed me out.
Oh, got you.
Yeah, and I think I don't know anything about Anthony Bourdain, but it seemed like Robin Williams had a lot, like had them demons had.
I don't think anybody that commits suicide doesn't have demons.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
I don't think
that's my whole point. That's my whole point. I'm not going to disagree
with you, but to me, 61.
How much more did Robin Williams have to give the world? Right,
fuck, man, probably a lot.
How much more did Anthony Bourdain have to give the world? Probably a lot. How much more did Kate, whatever the hell her name was, have to give to the world? Damn, that
was a bummer. And she said because her husband wanted a divorce or something.
Yeah,
like
what
that.
a bitch, by the way. That last note, ask daddy. What a fucking
damn,
bitch.
That's so heavy. That's fucking his relationship with his daughter up. It's a daughter.
That's fucking up the daughter. I mean,
unless
that daughter's
for life.
Yeah, unless that daughter's real strong, that's fucked up that daughter for
Even
life.
then, you could be the strongest person and be like, you could look at your pops like, yo,
you're
the reason.
Rough, yo.
It's fucked up.
Anyways.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is at 50, in this society, and many non-third world societies, or pretty much all of them, you still got something to contribute to society.
Yeah, but to me at 50, man, 50 is so, I'm saying... To me, 50 is like...
you know what? I love that this is a time capsule. I love that this is a time capsule. Because when we're 50, I'm going to play this for you. And I would love for you...
But it's so situational.
And that's what it is.
Yeah, so situational.
And that's what I'm talking about.
I can't think of an appropriate situation where... I cannot think of an appropriate situation in which someone who's 50 years old... not having a terminal disease...
Easy.
That's what...
Not having a terminal disease...
That's where I was going to go.
Wanting to end their life and government being like, all right, cool, no problem. Like,
Bruh.
What 50? Give me something that was not...
At 50... No wife, no kids.
Right.
Say I have some money. Okay, the Vegas shooter had money supposedly. He was able-bodied, healthy, whatever.
Yeah.
Mark Anthony, no wife, no kids, no Brian and Nick.
Okay,
no family. Like, say my knees has been fucked up and I can't go do Stevens. Shout out. I can't dance and shit like that, and I can't go to the beach because for whatever reason, like the things that give me joy, all of that out, bruh. I'm so out, yo.
I'm so glad.
I'm so done.
I'm so glad you said that because that reverts back to my philosophy.
If
you have a psychedelic experience,
yeah,
you will want to challenge yourself, and yeah, you can't dance
theoretically.
But this is what might happen. Is that you might see the world and say, man, there's a lot of questions here that I kind of want to answer.
True.
And you might find some passion that you right now can't see. But you can't see it right now. You can't see it right now. But you might find a passion that you can't see. And that's the whole point. Is that you might be able to see and find a way. Okay, you can't go to the beach. You can't because you're allergic to the fucking sun.
And to me,
you can't go dancing.
Your brain and your body chemistry and how shit functions at 29 compared to 50. I know where you guys are coming from and the society we live in and things that can help you.
You understand all our points.
I don't understand getting help. Like, say all the things that give me joy and then I get on TRT and then I get whatever can help me. For what? These things that give me joy aren't here.
Yeah, because
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they're not...
TRT, aid, being here or not.
Yeah, no, but you're looking at it from a spectrum of what you can do now and not what you can learn later. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might find it... We're talking about hunting earlier, right?
Yeah.
You might find something...
I'm a better hunter at 29 than I will be at 50.
You think
theoretically.
You think that.
I mean...
You think that. You really think that.
I mean...
You think...
The bullet travels pretty quick.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how old
you are. You know what I mean? Like...
If you're shooting with a gun, yeah.
And that's what I'm saying.
You're bow hunting.
Well, if you're bow hunting, I mean, the arrow still travels pretty damn fast.
Yeah, but the strength needed is different 29 to 50.
Yeah, but you get a bow that you don't need as much strength.
Yeah,
like
bow.
To me, the processor, the brain, it doesn't work the same at 50 as it does.
No, of course it doesn't.
It doesn't get better.
But well,
yeah. Wait, hold on.
Up for debate.
I would say that it almost by definition must get better.
Oh, see, to me, I see people. Because I see
our brain actually no. Your brain evolves. It just does. It does. It will. There's a point of peak, and then unless you have,
they say it's done developing at 25.
That's
up
growing.
to no.
Situational.
It's all up to debate. That's
not decided.
No, nobody can decide that. If anybody ever tells you, "Oh, your brain stops developing," you stop learning at 25.
No. Stopping development ending and learning potential.
Nobody fucking knows that. Nobody knows that.
Two different things.
Nobody knows that because we have not had the capability of opening someone up while they're still alive. It's all speculation. It really is. right? That's just pure speculation. But
to me, when I've seen people at 50 or 50 plus, from what I've seen, their brain's not working the same like someone who's 24.
Well, but couldn't that just be like a generational experiential thing as opposed to an
actual
problem with the brain?
Do you speak as fast?
I wouldn't say it's a problem.
Do you speak as fast and out of turn now than you did when you were 19, 18?
No, but that's not the same as 29 to 50.
Yeah, what?
Your brain still from 18 to 19. Your brain theoretically, from what I've seen, your brain's still developing up until 25. So that to me, that's not a equivalent.
Do you believe that you think differently now compared to 25?
Yes.
Do you believe that you think better now?
Yes. But I'm in my working prime. To me, like
Do you believe that you're not going to think any better than you're thinking right now?
I believe my brain's not going to work as good at 50 as it does right now because of what I've seen. I've seen like when I look at people working next to me, looking at a problem. Looking at a problem, and the solution they come up with, and someone else comes at 24 to look at the same problem. Their processor is working better. They're seeing an easier, more efficient way to handle the problem than what I see the 50-year-olds doing.
The brain is not the only factor in that. Experience has a lot to do with that because
I'm talking about someone who's 50.
Right.
Yeah.
20 years plus.
That's what he's saying.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Hold on a second.
Oh, okay. I didn't catch that.
Yeah. Experience has a lot to do with that is what I'm trying to say. Sometimes when you are less experienced, you are more willing to take leaps that a more experienced person knows he shouldn't take. Because 90% of the time, if I try and fix it that way, even though it's much simpler and it looks more elegant and it would be more efficient, it's not really going to fix it. So that guy has put himself in a box due to his experience. It's very challenging not to do that. The more experienced guy. It's very challenging not to do that. But it does happen, especially when you're in an industry where you got to get things done now. All you want is the most reliable result first, if you're concerned with reliability, which most people are. And then you build it on a hierarchy of efficiency and time. The young guy could go up there and say, well, you can just do that and that. And the old guy sits there and looks at it and has to now reevaluate it from the beginning. So he has to get out of his box of experience, reevaluate and say, oh shit, in this situation, it'll work. You're right, kid. That happens a lot.
It goes back to
I see that in my
a Mac and a PC.
I don't.
It's not the processor. That's not a problem. It's not a hardware problem. It's just a
See what you're equating to speed. You're discounting.
It's not a speed thing.
You're okay. So because you keep talking about the processor, you're talking about how quickly something develops. It sounds like.
Oh yeah. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So a kid will start a problem to look at a problem and say, that's the answer. Right? Like, here's A, here's B, this is how we go.
Oh.
But an experienced person doesn't just look at that problem. It looks at the next problem and the one after. And knows that if we do this and that, yes, it will work. But understand that by doing this, you jeopardize C and D.
Is infants, children, how does their brain work? What's their brain like?
What?
Children, infants, what is their brain like? It's a sponge.
Okay.
It takes in way more. Correct me if I'm wrong. But they say that from 0 to 3.
0 to 5, yeah.
We take in things that
unlimited knowledge and just sticks.
Bruh, at a crazy rate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So how does that work into this argument that we're talking about? That's a young processor. 0 to 5 is not the same as 50 to 55.
Yeah, you're right. 0 to 5, it changes dramatically. Things change dramatically. From 50 to 55, things don't change that much. From 45 to 50, things don't change that much. From 35 to 40, things don't change that much.
But for the same knowledge, 15 to 20 doesn't change that much.
Right.
20 to 25 doesn't change that much.
The 0 to 5 is
talking about development theoretically ending at 25.
Yeah, okay, so 20 to 25 doesn't change
nearly as much as 0 to 5.
As 0 to 5.
But 20 to 25 will be different than 25 to 30 if at 25 development.
So what you want is perpetual development?
No, I don't want that. I want to just
It's not that I want perpetual development, but at 50, if my brain's not working the same at 25.
It sounds to me like you believe very strongly that there is a sharp decline after 25.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying.
But if you can develop
a sharp decline,
but if you can develop,
a decline starts to happen. Different. It's situational,
right?
But maybe 35.
Oh my
maybe
God!
Maybe 40
no.
for some people, a decline starts to happen.
I don't believe that at all.
I don't think.
You don't believe that at all. That at 30,
my pops is still learning shit.
Yeah, man.
He's 60.
Yeah, but I feel like it's so situational. Well, so I feel like for some people's brains, it starts.
How many people are you basing this on?
Yeah, I know.
A couple.
Is it just coworkers?
Yeah,
dude. Old tradespeople. Come on, man.
But even I mean,
you have to step yourself out of your trade, okay, and look at. Let's say that you wanted to start doing.
Look at what?
Let's say you wanted to start doing home development or buying property, fixing it up, right?
Let's look at your field. A surgeon. A surgeon at what would you say a surgeon's peak is?
A surgeon's peak is when a surgeon's peak and when they decline, or when there's. That's what I'm trying to ask.
Yeah.
So when they start
peak and when they decline.
They decline when they thwart scientific newcomings. That's when their decline is. When they stop trying to learn new science and new technology, that's when the decline happens in surgeons. But I've also seen surgeons, even where I work. There's Dr. O is 63 years old.
And is he better now than
43 than he was when he just graduated. And he's better now than last year. And he's better now than last week because he will always take the trips. He will always go to seminars. He always wants to learn.
Now this surgeon, is that a 9 times out of 10? The surgeon's going to be like him?
8 times out of 10. I would almost say 8 times. Because you know why? Because if you don't continue to work,
you're out.
You're going to be out.
See, for those two people, you should be able to go at 50. I'm just saying.
How much time we going on this? We're at 2 now.
I mean, I think we can end it now, man.
That was a pretty good note.
That was a good note.
If y'all are 50 years old out there, please do not kill yourself. Okay?
Please. Totally not what I'm saying.
If you're the 2 surgeons that are on your decline, sorry. Mark wants you gone.
I'm just saying, Team Thanos.
All right, man. It is the 10th. We hope to get back to you guys coming up at least in a week and a half. I know we all have busy lives.
I think realistically it's probably going to be after June 22nd. That's my move-in date.
That's nice.
Hopefully after that.
Well, listen. Let's look at the calculator. All right.
Calendar. You see the brain
dude,
at 19. He would have had that one right there.
What is going on? All right, so the 22nd is a Friday. So you're looking to move in on a Friday or that weekend?
I think I'm actually moving. I think I'm getting keys. Closing Friday, getting keys on Saturday, moving in Sunday and Monday.
All right,
moving in. Man, wait.
Sunday, Monday, because those are my days off.
Yeah, no. Just after I asked that.
What is July or June?
So the 24th plan on helping Brian.
What about June 30th?
Yeah. What about June 30th?
I can't June 30th.
All right, that's why we're here.
How the hell you know that? How the hell you know that so quick?
Dude,
I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow.
Dude, I know.
Hey, man. should we wrap this up before we get into
no. Okay, so my grandfather hit me up. Hey, plan a breakfast with you and your cousins.
Okay.
I already know July 8th is a good day because a bunch of us are going to be in town for a family picnic. I have stuff planned in August.
Oh, that's good that we're doing this then.
Is that crazy? I have stuff planned in November. Hello? A wedding?
October?
Hello? Bro, we gotta plan this in budget.
That's okay.
Trying to be a homeowner.
All right.
We don't plan ahead.
So June 30th is out. July 1st is out for you.
July 1st. No, July 1st is so far. July 1st is good.
July 1st?
I'm gonna find that Kanye song. I don't care any fucking.
Can we lock in July 1st then?
Let's lock in July 1st.
Can we pencil it in?
Sunday. Yeah.
I'm in.
Sunday, pencil it in.
Yeah.
Head to the IE.
Oh God.
Head to the IE.